back, familiar to NorthsideLDN. Caramba, we are back. You know what I mean? With the press conference reaction, baby. We're up. What are you saying, Hooks? You good?
Yeah, man. I'm good in it. And at some point in this stream, I'm gonna say something that you're not gonna like. But I'll let you do your thing in it. But I'll be real. I actually haven't seen the whole press conference, so I was watching a bit of it just before I came on here. But yeah, I kind of been tapped out a bit from the press conference. But it's the 5-year thing, innit? This is the thing. This is the thing that I don't like here. By the way, I'm playing Crystal Palace tomorrow. Ask the brother questions about tactics and how he's gonna shape up and how he thinks he can beat Palace and where he thinks the weaknesses are. Stop asking man these questions that don't help me as a fan that's about to watch football, blood. Do you know what I mean? That's why they need to get me in the building, because I'll ask the right questions in it. Obviously, them are not doing their jobs in it. I'll do it for free. How about that? I don't need to pay me. So then big company, well, actually, that's a lie. If a big company want me to do them thing there, then yeah, put money in the bank. But yeah, you know what I mean? That's yeah, man. Other than that, I'm cool. I went to the stadium on Wednesday, blood.
Yeah?
Yeah, man, and I told man, yeah, when I enter the Emirates, we always win, blood.
Keep going then, because we need to win a major honor. Otherwise, your manager's gone, bro. You know what I'm saying?
Our manager.
I ain't my manager, bro.
No. You don't support Arsenal?
I don't support Arteta.
But you support Arsenal, no?
Yeah, I support Arsenal, not Arteta.
Who's the manager of Arsenal?
I don't support this regime.
But I'm just checking. Who's the manager of Arsenal?
At the moment, we're divorced anyway. Me and Arsenal have been divorced for 21 years.
Hey. I didn't ask about your marriage to Arsenal. You get me? I asked you, who's the manager of Arsenal?
We're entangled.
Oh, you're entangled. Okay.
We're entangled. You know what I'm saying? Okay. It is what it is, man. Yeah. But big up, though. Big up to everyone that's locked in. We're going to get into some of the highlights from the press conference, because some of it was waffle. We're going to get into it. One of the first things that Arteta said is on Tierney leaving, Arteta said he wouldn't play a player that isn't committed or has asked him to leave the club, when he was questioned on Tierney moving away in January. Yeah, I'm saying. What do you make of that, bro?
It's one of those questions where just say that he's going. Actually, well, I say that, truth be told, like, managers don't usually, like, I can't recall a time where a manager's actually come out of any club and said, yeah, the player's going to leave, yada, yada, yada. But I feel like that's the only response he really could have given without, being disrespectful to the player or disrespectful to the club. So it's kind of like one of those media trained answers that I can't really be angry at him about, because I've never seen a manager really like come out and say anything different than that. But we got to the thing that I'm gonna say that you won't like a lot quicker than what I thought we would. You know what I mean? So this could kind of dictate the whole show, innit? But by the way, R.I.P. Claude. It's time to go. Yeah, because he is not of the level. Yeah, Kieran Tierney is not of the level. Yeah, the dream is over. The dream is done. No Arsenal fans can gas to me anymore about how he's the best left back at the club and all these things there, because I was right there in the middle, bro. There, had the clearest view of this brother. Yeah, and he is not what he used to be. What he is in our mind is not what he is now, innit? Yeah, Tierney of 3, 4, 5 years ago, yeah, that Tierney's a bad boy. This Tierney now, technical ability in the minus, bro. Slowing down, build up. All he can do is pass the ball and then, oh, look at me, I can overlap and then, cross the ball in the box. Like, that's all about he can really do in it. Defensively, he's all right, but, the goals did come down his side. The game down his side. But, that first half, it was poor. He was slowing down things. And I think it kind of sealed his fate in it. So, any man.
I actually disagree with you. Bro. I disagree with you. I don't think he was that bad. I think he shouldn't have been given 70 minutes. He's just come back from a long-term injury. He put it on a plate to Sterling that was a tap-in. He should have buried that.
It wasn't a tap-in though. It was actually a hard goal to score.
It wasn't a hard goal to score. It's a hard goal, yeah, if you run around like you're one of the giants from Attack on Titans, bro. Like this guy does. You know what I'm saying? Like this guy's got no technique, bro. A proper attacker, yeah. Finishes.
It was a good save though.
I don't think, bro. I just think in terms of his health is the only problem, bro. Like he can defend. You know what I'm saying? He can defend, but he shouldn't have been given 70 minutes, and that's why he went down with a cramp. You don't rush a player back like that, especially a player that keeps getting long-term injuries. Do you know what I'm saying? He's still defensively better than Zinchenko. He's still better defensively than Calafiori. I'm not even saying that he's world-class, because I've never said he's world-class. He's still better than the left-backs that we've got. Going forward, he can actually cross the ball. He doesn't go inverted, where there's traffic.
Crossing doesn't work, though. This is what I've been trying to explain.
Crossing doesn't work because there's no one else to cross to anymore.
Yeah, but this is the thing. This is what I've tried to explain to people, yeah. And I don't know, yeah, if the way I explain it, people actually listen, because I feel like people don't want to listen to like football nowadays. But Arsenal's not a team, yeah, that plays for crosses in the way that benefits Tierney in it. Like we don't have a 9 or a bunch of players that sit in the box waiting for a ball to be crossed in for it to work. What we do is our wingers will invert onto their stronger foot and cross the ball into the back post, hoping for a late runner. That's not what Tierney does. Or not even just Tierney, because sometimes like we'll have other people, sometimes Saka does it, and there's times where you see Saka crosses the ball in, you know, from the right-hand side, and there's nobody there, because we don't play that way. We aim for the late runners into the box at the far post, innit? So that's why this whole overlapping and running to the byline and crossing it in, it doesn't, it's not how we play. It's just not how we play. It's not
how we play, but yet he created a very good chance.
I
know we don't play to his strengths, but at the same time, does Calafiori play to our strengths? No, he doesn't. Because he's part of the reason our left side is dead. Let's be real. Since he scored that goal against Man City, what does he do to help Martinelli or help Trossard? He doesn't do anything to help them. Plus, this guy's slow on the half turn. Defensively, he's just as sus as Zinchenko. If anything, Zinchenko is technically better than him. Zinchenko in the midfield is more creative. He's got a better pass. But the problem with the both of them is they can't be trusted defensively. Kieran Tierney can be trusted defensively when he gets back to full fitness. But the thing is, he had so many injuries. I don't mind him going. That doesn't take away the fact, as a left-back defender, he is still the best left-back that we've got at the club. And that just shows how bad Mikel Arteta is, bro. Because how is it the player that consistently gets injured still offers us a 1v1 from Sterling, just coming back from long-term injury? It's not even a small injury, it's a long-term injury, yeah, and shouldn't be playing 70 minutes and still is better than the replacements. Zinchenko we're trying to get rid of. Calafiori is sus. He's sus defensively, bro. I think it was the goal that we conceded. I think it was against Leicester at the start of the season. Man didn't even know where his man was when the ball got crossed into the box in his side. Like, he's sus, bro.
I'll be real, Northside, yeah. I'll be real in it, because obviously, like, you're my bro in it. You're my bro, so I'm gonna be real. Yeah, we're not gonna sit here and try and gas up this Tierney thing because of one cross that went to Sterling. That was a chance that I've seen loads of players miss. Do you get what I'm saying? Like,
but it's not a gas though. I'm not here saying he's world class, but bro, it's not a gas. It's the reality. For his position, he is the best that we've got at the moment. Can we do better? Yeah, we can. Of course we can. He's hardly ever available, and when he's come back, yeah, his performance wasn't incredible, but I still feel like he had a solid
defensively than Timber.
Huh?
He's not better defensively than Timber.
Timber's better on the right though. We've got the best out of Timber on the right hand side.
We have, but he's not better defensively than Timber. So our best left back defensively would actually be Timber. And then I hear, do you know what? Yeah, but before people think I'm some hater in it, like, oh, cool. Obviously, a lot of this is coming from the fact that I've had to listen to bare people on the planet tell me that Tierney's our best left back. And then I went to the stadium and I sat right there and I watched him. He was right next to me for like 45, 50 odd minutes, yeah. But I saw nothing. But the one thing I did see, there was a moment where he linked up with Jesus high up the pitch and he did the back flick, the nutmeg that went through to Jesus. And I was like, raw, Tierney, yeah? Okay, you've been chilling with one, two Brazilian man in the training pitch. So I respect that. But
what the goes on him? Like the Mateta one was completely Kivior. That was Kivior to even allow the ball to bounce.
Garbage.
Then the header from Nketiah, He's out jumping Saliba. That was poor from Saliba. Even though I like Saliba, everyone likes Saliba, but that was poor.
Yeah, it was a consolation goal though at that point, though.
Yeah, but at the same time, I don't see how the goals were Tierney's fault, bro. Like, I don't think they're
not his fault.
Game.
They're not his fault, innit? They're not his fault.
I hear the argument that Timber's better. Yeah, we can have that conversation. Cool, but really and truly, yeah, Zinchenko was supposed to replace him. He's better than him. You know what I'm saying? Calafiori is supposed to replace him. He's better than him. Yeah, I mean, and only when we move Timber over do we start talking about a conversation. He's still better than the two defenders that we brought in to replace him, bro. That's a reality. Like he's not trash at left back, bro, but the other two are. I can't lie to you. Because of his fitness, yeah, I wouldn't keep him. And can we go and get an upgrade? I don't mind. I'm just looking at the way that this manager's replacing players, and I'm not seeing quality for quality. It's the same thing. Like he got rid of Aubameyang, and we got Havertz and Jesus. They're not better strikers than Aubameyang.
Do you know what it is? Yeah, the Aubameyang thing is
Moreno ain't better than Xhaka.
The Aubameyang thing is different. The Xhaka thing, yeah. If we're gonna be honest now, yeah, a lot of Arsenal fans need to stop doing this. Stop comparing year 5 Xhaka, yeah, to 3-month in Moreno, innit? Yeah, because we all know that we went through that pain of four years of slewing Xhaka. So no Arsenal fan is gonna do revisionism with me and try to act like his last season.
It's not revisionism. Certain players have got certain strengths. When you play to their strengths and don't ask them to do jobs that they're not great at, then you get the best out of them. Zinchenko, I'd rather him in the midfield because that's his strengths. Don't ask him to defend. He's not a defender. Xhaka, the same thing. He was never going to make it as a DM the way that we were playing.
Yeah, exactly.
As soon as you alleviate that from him and play to his strengths, he was a decent player. World class? No. I'm not sitting there saying these players are world class. I'm just saying play to their strengths. At times, we were playing players in positions that we had no business playing because that's not their strengths. Why are we? It's the same thing that this manager done, playing Moreno. Like when we had Odegaard out, play Moreno in the 10. That's not his attributes. Playing Trossard in the 10. He's not the number 10. Do you get me? So this is the thing, yeah. With the Xhaka thing, it's not revisionism, yeah, because what he was doing up until that last season, he was rubbish at defending, but he was never a defensive player. He was an attacking player. So this is my thing. It's like us all of a sudden, yeah, playing Ethan. Big up to Carefree Lewis for the raid as well. Big up my guy. It's the same thing with like if we started playing Ethan like deeper as a creative mid, I don't think it will work. Man United got the same thing with Kobe Mainoo. Yeah. Their manager's playing him as a creative midfielder when he's a 10. Play players in their natural position and then we can judge them. Do you know what I'm saying? Don't try play players in positions where they don't have the attributes to thrive in that position. That's where I get onto the manager. Then if the player can't deliver, then I'll cuss the player. Do you know what I mean? And that is the thing with Xhaka, bro. It's not revisionism, bro. You know what I'm saying?
Do you know what I don't understand though? Yeah, this is the thing that I don't understand. Yeah, personally, I don't understand. Yeah, is that you will say Tierney is the best left back at the club. Yeah, big up Carefree Lewis. You'll say that Tierney is the best left back at the club. Yeah, but we don't play with a left back. We play with an inverted left back. So it's like you're judging your. And when I say you, I'm only saying you because I'm talking to you right now, and I don't mean you specifically because there's a lot of people that do this, innit? You judge the Calafioris and the Zinchenkos from a different kind of perspective than you do from the Tierney. Because when you're judging Tierney, you're judging him as a left back. But these other two players, they're playing inverted left back. So to have a true measurement, you need to either. Well, you don't. You just need to judge Tierney as an inverted left back, and as an inverted left back, he isn't better than Calafiori or Zinchenko.
No, because that's irrelevant. I'll tell you why. Because when they're in when they're in positions where they need to defend against the winger, both of them defensively get spun. That's where I'm judging them. Yes, your role going forward is different, but your role in defense is still the same. You still need to show your winger down the line. You still need to recover the ball. You still need to not get beat 1v1. You still need to stop crosses getting spammed into the box, and they don't do that. So yes, you're talking about it, yeah, like in terms of them going forward. That's a different conversation. Yeah, and even then, I still feel like Tierney's more effective than Calafiori. Zinchenko's different, yeah. But the problem is, your main job is to defend as a left back. If
Not
you're
in,
not
not
good
in
enough,
our
if you're not good enough at that, I don't care about all the rest that you're doing, because that's extras. What are you doing in your main job? Can you win the ball back? Are you good 1v1? Are you putting us in stupid positions? Are you getting cooked? And them two do put us in those kind of positions. Do you mark your man? Do you know what I'm saying? If you're getting beat and both of them got beat too much along that line, I don't care what you're doing going forward. It's irrelevant, because that's not your main job. That's not your main job. That's your job when we're in the attacking phase. But in the defensive phase, you're being vulnerable, bro. You're leaving us in a vulnerable position, which is why I don't rate him. And this inverting thing ain't even working. That's now on the manager. Yeah. That's where I get onto the manager on that part.
Yeah,
this inverting thing ain't helping out Trossard, ain't helping out Martinelli, that we know have deficiencies. Do you know what I'm saying? We know Martinelli's got deficiencies, so you got to support that. But you're not allowing your fullback to support that. So this is what I'm saying, bro. You know what I'm saying?
I don't think
what it is, bro. Man ain't good enough at their main job. I can't rate you for what you do in a defensive third, because you are a defensive player. You're playing in the defensive position. So half of it's on the player, half of it's on the manager. That's how I look on it, bro. I'll be real.
And I mean, I don't think Calafiori's defensively as bad as what a lot of people make out. Like, personally, I think it's a bit overcooked, in my personal opinion. Like, don't get me wrong. Like, he gets beat, but I feel like when he gets beat, it's usually when he's static and the winger running at him is already in motion. And I feel like most of the time the defender would get beat in that scenario, unless you're someone like, I can't remember his name, but you'll know him, the Portuguese brother that plays for Wolves, the right back. I can't remember his name. The Breezers, the Super Breezers. I can't remember his name.
Who? Semedo.
Semedo, that's it. Semedo, Super Breezers. Someone, or an Adama try, like, you know what I mean? A Super Breezers, innit? But more time, if someone's running at you and you're static and they get past, this is why I get so frustrated at Martinelli. But I can't really, do you know what I mean? Like, we can all talk about the awareness and things like that, but in the heat of a game, in the flow of a game, those things are kind of difficult. That you should know this. You've played football. Sometimes these things are just difficult to do in it. So, and on top of that, we've conceded more goals than we expected to concede, but we haven't conceded a mad amount for me to go out and say, oh, this guy is as dead as defensively as what everyone makes. Zinchenko is a different story, because I've got years of evidence of him getting cooked. But Calafiori, again, only been here for 3 months. Do you know what I mean? First time in the league, still adjusting, has injuries as well. He's been in and out of injuries. So if you're not going to cook Tierney for his injuries, because you're saying he's back from injuries, but you're there going to cook Calafiori, who's in and out of...
No, hold on. Now, let's be fair. I said I'd get rid of him because of the injuries. I can't make up for that. If you're not available, you're constantly being injured, we got to move you on for that. You know what I'm saying? So I did say that about Tierney. And I did say that we can still go out there in the market and do better than Tierney. I'm just saying, the two left backs that were brought in to replace him are not better than him. And that goes down to the recruitment and the manager, because he said he's involved in the recruitment of players. But let's move on. The journal asked Arteta in the press conference, big up to everyone that's locked in. Make sure you're smashing the likes up. 282 people locked in. Hooks is linked to his channel, is pinned in the title. So make sure you're subscribing to Hooks as well. Halftime Hooks. It's right there. Big up to everyone that's locked in. Arteta then went on to say, the one desire he has in his 5 years, Arteta was asked, the one desire for his 5-year run is a big trophy, and it would make it successful. Arteta then replied, to that, saying, we are already successful, and he's had fun building the team, and the best is yet to come. This is the crap that I cannot take from this Feel That book. This is where I start getting angry. How dare you sit there and say that it's been a successful run? How dare you sit there and it's been a successful run? We bottled the league title, when we were 8 points clear. Last season, it was still in our hands to win the league when we went to face Aston Villa. You have bottled it in the Europa League. You've bottled it ever since you won your first FA Cup, every FA Cup since, every Carabao Cup since. We got kicked out last season by West Ham and Liverpool. We got eliminated from the Champions League by a Bayern Munich team that Tuchel already knew he had this P45, and this filo that puta wants to sit there and talk porcaria to me. It's not been successful, bro. And do you know how bad it's got? It's got to the point where we've allowed Chelsea to rebuild, we've allowed Liverpool to rebuild, and what are we doing? Oh yeah, we don't capitalize. We're not capitalizing this season like we didn't capitalize when we were 8 points clear. How dare you sit there and be smug, yeah? Looking at the flipping reincarnation of George Michael in the 90s, talking about, I'm never gonna dance again. Yeah, talking about, oh, we're still back, it's still a successful season. Cala boca estúpido da merda. It's not been successful. How is it successful? Bottling every competition year in, year out, spending more money. How is it more successful, bro? This guy's a waffler, bro. Not only did this filo da puta want to tell us that, oh, the Community Shield is 2 trophies. Oh, 3 trophies. Yeah? Because of the Community Shield. Now you're talking about this. No. You ain't gonna gaslight me, bro. You ain't gonna gaslight me. We have been bottling it, bro. And we're the biggest jokers. Man, when you love Fat City, at least their rebuild is at the end of winning the treble, winning multiple, doing a 4P, doing Centurions, doing all of this, dominating England. We still need about 4 or 5 players in January, yeah? And we ain't won nothing. And don't not tell me about FA Cup, because FA Cup didn't save Wenger's job. I don't guess I bet about none of this rubbish, bro. You know what I'm saying? Nah, man, I'm tired of this manager, bro. He's an absolute clown. And he always wants to divert, yeah, from the hard questions, bro. He always wants to make it seem like, well, I've got 2 trophies. But I'll get that Community Shield, yeah, and slam it into your head, bro. What are you talking about, Community Shield? Fuck the Community Shield. I don't give a shit about Community Shield, bro. You have not spent 800 M's, yeah, to win us Community Shields and FA Cups. And if any Arsenal fan wants to sit here and tell me that, no, I'm not hearing it, bro. I'm not hearing it.
I think what he's done there is he's understood the question that he's been asked, but instead of answering it from the perspective that it's been asked, he's being smart. So he's doing the being smart thing. So like I've said this many a time. So we need to win trophies, but the metrics for him succeeding that was given to him by the board is not only trophies, if you get what I'm saying. So he's saying we're successful already because he succeeded at things that don't involve winning a trophy. So that's how he's chosen to answer that, innit? So instead of coming out and saying, look, when I first came in, won the FA Cup, but by now, you know, I would have expected us to have, you know, lifted more trophies or lifted trophies of higher weighting. So obviously I've still got that desire to go out and win. He's considering everything that he's done as a manager for the club, i.e. culture, i.e. back-end things, i.e. unity between fans and all of that stuff that was part of his remit given to him by the board. He's using that to measure his job as well, which is fair to him. He can do that, but it would have been much better if he. Cause I get this. It happens to me a lot when I'm reading or listening to the ways that he answers questions. Sometimes I'd rather him just come out and just say it as it is. I never understand why he doesn't just come out and say it as it is. But you know, we need to go on and win more. We really do need to go on and win more. And I mean, we're in a semi-final now of a trophy. In my mind, the trophy's already in the trophy cabinet. In my opinion, trophy's already in the trophy cabinet. So we got that. And yeah, we just need to buck up our ideas in the Premier League. FA Cup run will start soon. You know, we need to do something in that. And you know, we're doing pretty well in the Champions League. You know, so that one's going to be a lot harder to try and win, as we all know. But the thing is, there's a lot of I say the knockout stages, but there's a lot of teams that may not even make it to the knockout stages that would make it really, really difficult for us to win. So who knows? But yeah, he does need to, I guess, take a bit more accountability when answering these questions and actually answer them in the way that they're being asked.
Bro, do you know why he got cocky? Do you remember before the end of last season, yeah? He got that stupid award of manager of the season or some nonsense like that. That kind of crap has gone into his head, bro.
Oh, yeah, I know you're talking about.
That's the type of crap that's gone into his head, bro. I told you, man, about this fraud. Him and Edu, I don't care, both of them. I don't care, both of them. Yeah? Because this guy, both of them, yeah, were doing the Chavo and Eddie Guerrero, lying, cheating, and stealing these filhos da puta. If you're not cheating, you're not trying, you filhos da puta. These men, when they make it seem like this is a success, he was asked a very direct question.
Yeah.
The only thing to top off this process is a major honor. Then it will be successful. Oh, success? Oh, it's already successful. It's already been successful. Regardless. How is it successful? How is it successful? I don't want to hear nothing about Carabao Cups and bro, I don't care about all of that. He knows what the job is, yeah? But maybe he's just reiterating what the ownership has said. Maybe the ownership said it to him. They said, yo, Mikel, just get top 4 and it's all good. You know what I'm saying? We sacked Wenger because he could no longer get top 4. Get top 4 and it's calm, bro. There's no pressure. Maybe he's just reiterating what the ownership is saying. But let me tell you what I'm saying, you stupido da merda. You don't win the league, all the Champions League this season, which I believe you won't. Rua. Agarra tuas pucarias, agarra tuas mambos, e rua. I ain't got no more patience for this manager, bro. I'll be real with you, Hooks, bro. I'm up to here. Not only, yeah, has he embarrassed us this season, with Chelsea and Liverpool being ahead of us, we've lost to Bournemouth. We've dropped points to Newcastle. We've dropped points to flipping Brighton.
Yeah.
Embarrassed by Inter. Nah, man, I'm not hearing any of it. I'm not hearing any of this chat, bro. We couldn't beat Fulham.
We couldn't beat Everton. That was the bigger one for me, personally. Like the nil. It's not even we couldn't beat Everton. We couldn't score. That was a. But see, these are the things that you get it. Like it's already. Like for me, it's all like we would need something crazy to happen for us to go and win the league from this position. Like we're already heavily relying on other teams dropping points. And I mean, in all fairness, Liverpool were 9 points ahead of us. And, you know, we win against Palace on the weekend and they drop points on the weekend. We're like, okay, we're in touching distance again. So I'm looking back on myself from like slewing us into the ground. And I'm thinking, okay, well, Liverpool have effed up as well. So I guess the only saving grace is we're not chasing City. I don't think Liverpool are gonna be as dominant from the position that they're in that City have been in recent years. So we'll see what happens, but we can't keep on dropping points. Like the amount of points that we've dropped already is diabolical, isn't it? And you know what? Yeah, there's a brother in the chat, yeah, who. Well, let me make sure I'm getting the right guy, blood. Let me make sure I'm getting the right guy in it. I need to make sure I'm getting the right guy in it. I think it's blood. This Daniel Sancho redemption season, a chill guy, yeah. You best mind out before you see this thing that's floating here, yeah. Dash upon your headpiece, blood. You get it, yeah. Cause you see me, yeah, bro. I'm not a waffler, yeah. I'm not that brother, bro. Man, I'm just smart, yeah. It's not my fault you're stupid and can only see things from a black and white perspective, yeah. So if you're gonna try to draw me out, just make sure you're prepared, cuz you get it, car. I'm not that brother, yeah. So relax, yeah. I'm not the brother that's, you get me, gonna come out here and do what you want me to do. Man, got my own brain, yeah. It's not my fault you don't have your own brain, yeah. So hold that, pussy, yo. Get it, man. Sorry, my bad as well, yeah. But it's just when man think they can just chat in the chat, yeah, behind the key. You know them, man, keyboard warrior, yeah. You gotta call them out sometime, innit? But you get it. Obviously, man, love the Northside community, but certain man. You get it, gotta be slewed. So if you want to get slewed properly, come over to my thing and I'll slew you for a whole stream, idiot. But sorry, go back to what you were doing, bro. My bad.
No, I hear it. Because we both know in person he wouldn't say that. You know what I'm saying? I can't lie. Hooks looks like man looks like Suge Knight in person, bro. Man looks like Suge Knight. I can't lie.
Bro,
man looks like Suge Knight, bro. It's long for you. I can't lie. It's long for you. But anyway, we'll continue. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, bro, like I can't believe. Like I already thought like man would have been smart, yeah, and read the room. Yeah. Everyone was clowning you, Arteta, when you said the community shield is 2 trophies. Now you're talking about the process for it to be successful. It's already successful. How is it successful? We've got a bench, yeah, that smells of culo. We've got a team, yeah, that a lot of players are out of form. Players getting injured. What are you talking about? We are relying on Ethan, a 17-year-old, to hold down the number 10 role when we got injuries. Come on, bro. You know what I'm saying? Come on. What are we doing here, bro? I'm just so sick and tired of this manager, bro.
We might not even buy anyone in January, which is the more crazy thing to me, innit? So it might get more painful before it. Yeah, I don't know, man. But like, you know, my thing, innit? Like, you know, it's getting real close to just like, you can't even say sack the brother. Do you know what I mean? You can't even say.
You can.
What I mean is, like, okay, you can say sack the brother, but like, you get me? Saying sack the brother doesn't get the brother sacked, in it, because we all know he's not gonna get sacked. That's what I mean, innit? It's like shouting to the wall. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's like shouting to the wall, innit? Because we all know, like, the majority of the. I was speaking to someone like this the other day. The thing is, yeah, the Arsenal fan base are like, I would say maybe 95% positive in favor of what he's doing, and it's like maybe 5. It might even be less. That's not so, like, screaming like, "Oh, he's dead," and sack the manager, and all the things that, you get me, we say when we're vexed, yeah. But it's like shouting it into the void, because it just gets washed away by like the 95% of, "Oh, this guy is amazing," and, "Oh, he's the best," and, "Oh, what an amazing guy." So do you know what I mean? So it's like being in between a rock and a hard place, isn't it? Sometimes at least it feels that way. So, you know, but he's got to step up. And I would like to believe that he knows this. Like, there's a lot that he, like, while he's still here, he needs to, like, do a lot more than what he's doing. Because I've asked bare people this question, and a lot of people still haven't responded to me. What's the difference between West Ham and Fulham last season to Fulham and Everton this season? Like, what's the actual difference? You know, they happened at the same time. What's the difference? So, like, I don't doubt that we're gonna go on a run from here. At some point, we're gonna go on a mad win run. But I saw that last season, and the reason why we wasn't successful is because of the West Ham and Fulham. So it's like, I don't know, man. It really is difficult, innit? It really is difficult, man.
Bro, we're all trying to understand. Big up Daniel. I'm trying to understand what he's saying. If Arteta wins nothing again, then what are you? Arteta out 6 years, 1 FA Cup isn't a good look. It isn't a good look. It isn't a good look. But you know what? Like Hook said, this fan base are happy with it. They're content with it. You know what I'm saying? They're happy with it. As long as we're in the Champions League, these men are gonna gas it up. Am I surprised? No, because it was the same fan base that were gassing up Wenger just getting top 4. And accepted Wenger saying top 4 is a trophy. I just think this guy is absolutely deluded, bro. Absolutely deluded. Do you know what I'm saying? Every time he's coming out in his press conference, we still need to build. Anyway, let's get on to the next bit. The next bit of nonsense that he come out with. Arteta said in a press conference as well, we want to win trophies, but without losing what we built. What does that even mean? So you're going to keep the bums? You're going to keep Jesus? You're going to keep Zinchenko? You know what I'm saying? What are you going to do? You're not going to get rid of the players that aren't good enough. You're going to re-sign Sterling into a permanent contract? What are we doing here, bro? What are we actually doing here? Is Jorginho staying? What do you mean we don't want to lose what we built? What are you? I don't even understand what this man is talking about, bro.
It's like I was telling you about the coach. So this is when he says this is what I mean when I'm saying that. So as a fan, yeah, we want to win things. That's what we want. We obviously like that. We enjoy the game, we watch the game, but at the end of the day, we want to win things. But from his perspective, the metrics that he's judged upon is not solely just winning things. It's like, you know, it's like to boil it down to a real simple level. When you're working in a business, yeah, the business wants to earn X amount of revenue, but you will have like certain goals along the way that get you to the larger goal, in it, the overarching goal. So imagine his overarching goal is win trophies, which it will probably be more complex than that, but just to boil it down, he's probably got like goals to get him to that he's achieving. It's just that he hasn't achieved the final goal. Now, from us as fans, we want it to come sooner, a lot sooner. But from who he's hired by and who he's backed by, they don't want it as quickly as we do. And that's where the miscommunication comes in. that's where a lot of the back and forth comes from, is that what the board expect and what we expect as fans are two, I won't say entirely different things, but we're very far away from each other. So that's why he can come out and say things like that. Because when he's saying that, I'm just thinking like, but you won something of substance before you built what you don't want to get rid of. Do you get what I'm saying? Because he won the FA Cup before he even built what he has today, innit? So when he answers in that way, if a lot of fans aren't thinking, oh, okay, what you've built isn't winning things, but what you had before was winning things. So maybe what you've built isn't of the level, right? Which then should make people think maybe he's not the guy. But they won't do that because they'll be like, okay, it's like time goes on forever, innit? So it might not work now, but maybe next season, or maybe the season after, or maybe the season after that. Because everyone's got different thresholds, innit? And that's just the part of being in a fan base. Like, everyone's got different thresholds. So yeah, man. But it's just, I don't know, man. Like, where's even like, you talk about the things that you've built, yeah, but or not wanting to do things without losing what you've built, but not once in any press conference or any interview have you ever explained to me properly what it is that you've built. I just know that you've improved the culture, but I don't actually understand it because you never actually answer the questions correctly or actually deep dive into anything that you've done, because obviously you feel like you have to guard the secrets, like you work for MI5 in it, or you work for the royal family, and you can't release stuff. So it's very hard to get people on board when people don't actually know what you've done. So yeah, man.
The thing is, yeah, if he wants to come out with, I want to win trophies, but without losing what we built. Okay, cool. Why are you not? Yeah. Why did you sell ESR? Why did you sell Nketiah? Why is it that you're not using Fabi Vieira? You bought him here. Why are you not using Lokonga? You bought him here. Why are you not using Tabaj? You bought him here. Why are you trying to get rid of Kivior then? Why is it that you're trying to get rid of Kivior then? You brought him here. Why did you sell Ramsdale? You brought him to the club. Why did you sell him then? Why did you sell Trusty? Why is it looking like we got links to getting rid of Marquinhos that we will get into? Now, you've brought a lot of players to the team and then got rid of them, or re-signed them and got rid of them. What are you talking about? Do you know what I'm saying? It don't make no sense, bro. What happened to Reece Nelson? You re-signed him to a contract to then get rid of him. Like, bro, it doesn't even make sense because it doesn't even align with the crap that this guy's actually doing. This guy's a waffler, bro. Absolute waffler. And as soon as every single time I see he gets his back up, every single time it's a conversation about trophies, this guy don't want to talk about it. This guy acts like he's deaf and blind, bro. You know what I'm saying? Man starts doing the Stevie Wonder thing like this, start rocking like this in the press conference. You know what I'm saying? Start doing, isn't she lovely? We don't care about communication and pressing and the mentality and the spirit and togetherness. And I don't give a shit about all that crap, bro. Go sell that in Spain, bro. Do you know what I'm saying? I don't care. This ain't the Costa del Brighton. I don't care, bro. You know what I'm saying? Nah, man, this ain't the Costa del Sol. You know what I mean? If you want to go do all of that, go Spain, south of Spain, go start selling. Guys, look at the process. Start selling towels and Pantene flipping sun cream and lotion. I don't give a shit about all that.
Go be a look.
Bro, bro. What are you talking about? You've built this team. You have built this team and you've got rid of players that ain't good enough. What are you chatting about, bro? What are you talking about? Then this idiot goes on to say, yeah, he was asked, Arteta, would you play Havertz and Jesus up front? He said, it's a possibility, guys. Havertz and Jesus up front. What's that going to do for us?
I mean,
nothing, man. They're both bums, man.
No, man. I mean, what do you mean by that? Like, cause like, you know what I mean? Like, it's not ideal, but you know, it is what we have right now. So we got to make use of it, right? So if there's a better way to make use of it, why wouldn't you do that? Like, yeah, I mean, I can complain until the cows come home that we don't have a 9, but it's not January. I can't change that. Do you know what I mean? So if there is a better way to use what we have, why not? Why not try and do it? Like me personally, I'm looking to see if against Crystal Palace, is he going to play Jesus left wing and Havertz up top? Because that's what I think he should do. But if there is a way to utilize maybe in some sort of 4-4-2 or 3-4-3 or however, where Jesus is a lot closer to Havertz or Havertz is a lot closer to Jesus centrally, maybe they can work off each other and make something happen. I don't know yet, but like until I see it, I will never know. So, but will he do it? I don't know. I will most likely see Martinelli again on the left wing, and he'll probably do nothing again. And I'll probably be angry in my watch along because he's done nothing again. And then I'm sitting there thinking you could have just played Jesus on the left. So, yeah, man, is what it is, to be honest.
I don't really see how we're going to create more with playing them two. Do you know what I'm saying? But we're struggling to create with 3 in the midfield. What are we going to do if we drop one of them to bring in Jesus? Well, I don't really see how we're struggling to create opportunities. We're struggling to bury opportunities. Both of these strikers are inconsistent. Yeah, I'm saying they're inconsistent. Yeah, Jesus did well in the last game. Yeah, you can give him that. Cool, that's all great. Can he do it on a consistent basis? I can't trust that he will. I can't trust that he will. I think we'll be a better balanced team playing Ethan in the 10 and Odegaard as the deep line playmaker. We'll create better and we'll look.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, we'll look better than adding Jesus and Havertz up front.
But then, I mean, if you had Jesus on the left while having Odegaard on the left side of the midfield, and then having Ranieri in the 10, I feel like that creates a lot more than not having it. Right? It probably creates the most because Jesus is a creative player. He's a really good ball carrier. He's probably the only chaos player that we have. And I feel like you need chaos in a team to do something. So I don't know. Like I can't
remember the last time he done that. Even when he played well, the last game, the second half he played well.
Yeah, first half he was poor.
Yeah, like the second half, he was being direct and going through on goal. But that's not really his game. His game, most games, is against better defenses. He's gonna try and link up play. I ain't seen him do it in a long time, bro. And the thing is, yeah, what I don't want to hear from this is because this will then be the reason why we don't go out there and get a striker.
We're not gonna get a striker in January anyway.
But I don't want to hear I don't want to give this club any excuses to not go out there and get it done. I believe that we ain't gonna get a striker, but this will then be the answer to we don't need a striker. We're playing both our strikers. You know what I'm saying? We're playing both of them up front. Nah, man. Like that ain't the answer. I'll be real with you, bro. That ain't the answer. Like, bro. Nah, bro. Nah. I don't. Havertz right now is offering us nothing. Jesus is not going to be going 1v1 with the goalkeeper every time like he did against Crystal Palace against better defenses. I don't trust his consistency. He's been shaky since injury. And him and Havertz both on clinical goal scorers, bro. Like, for me, no, bro. I don't want to see both of them up front. I don't. It may work. Nah.
Do you know what the thing is, yeah? Like, do you know what the thing is for me, yeah? Is that as I'm watching, with each week that I continue to watch Arsenal, I'm just thinking, how can we improve with what we have now? Because we can't change anything now. Like, even if we sacked Arteta, like whoever comes in next is still going to use this same group of players until January. So I'm just thinking, how can we make better use of what we have? And to me, it's having Jesus playing in the team with Havertz, because yes, neither of them are clinical, but they can work off each other. And
you've already said it, and I've said it. The best that we can do until January right now, yeah, we need to pick maximum points. You even said it.
Yeah.
A couple of games ago, we can't drop points. Cool. Yeah. We need to be on the front foot. We need to be on the front foot, yeah? So play a midfield of Partey, Ethan, and Odegaard. Partey can receive the ball. He can also transition with the ball. Odegaard is decent when he's got time, which playing a bit deeper gives him that time. And Ethan is the more direct number 10. So play that midfield and we will look better.
Yeah.
Play Martinelli through the middle as well. So when we transition, we've got Martinelli through the middle. Do you know what I'm saying?
That is an option. That actually for me would probably improve us quite a lot, because when you think about in your mind all the times that Martinelli's been sick, it's always been on transition centrally. Like he's rarely like a lot. Like most of the big things you remember him for is not from out wide on the left. It's actually from running on transition through the middle. So yeah, but I mean, like, you know what I mean? It's just like there has to be some like level of like discourse. I'm just trying to talk tactically. That's all I'm trying to do really, is just talk about the thing tactically, innit? Because that's all I can do at the moment. When January comes, then that's when you're gonna see the like transfer hooks. Like, yeah. I need this brother, I need that brother, I need that brother, I need that brother. But in this run of games, we're not getting anybody. So yeah, we don't have a clinical 9. But that's not even gonna change in January. I hate to break it to Arsenal fans, but if any position that we're probably gonna sign in January, it's a defender. Defender.
That's realistically what's going to happen, yes. But we already know what we need, and you know what we need. But I get what you're saying. You're saying that's what the club's going to do as to what we need. I hear it. I know that's what they're going to do, bro. I agree with you on that. That is what they're going to do. I wouldn't even be surprised if we don't even get anyone. Because remember, the manager came out in his previous press conference saying, oh, I'm not expecting a busy January. So that's his words. That's what he's looking at. It's crazy, bro. And the next one he did, Arteta said, I don't have any regrets on my decisions. When I take my decisions, we do a lot of analysis in the players available. If you're so good at analyzing, if you're so good at analyzing your team, why is it when we first got Kai Havertz, you played him in the 10? We played him in the 10 for like 16, 17 games. A big portion of the season. Was it? Nah, it was bare games.
We didn't play him in the 10. We played him in the 8.
Was it? Even in the 8. At times he looked like he was playing in the 10. Regardless, why were you playing him in the midfield? For 16, 17 games, it took you to realize this guy's not a midfielder. That's embarrassing.
No, but that wasn't the problem, though. At least in my opinion. The problem wasn't Havertz playing in the midfield. The problem was that when Havertz was playing in the midfield, we didn't have a clinical striker up top.
Bro, let's go through his analysis of players. You couldn't understand that Zinchenko is not a fullback. You couldn't understand that Ben White is better on the right than as a centre-back. You brought him in. You didn't understand that Trusty ain't going to do anything to affect this team. Nuntavaj ain't of the level. This is when we still needed to build our team. He was buying in some of these players. Lokonga, Tavaj, these are the players you're bringing in to then loan out when look at the bench. Why are you wasting money on players to loan out? You should know the level of the player that you're bringing in. You should be bringing in players to affect the team. How come you didn't know that Fabi Vieira wasn't good enough? How come you didn't know that Reece Nelson didn't deserve 100k a week? How come you didn't realize that Nketiah isn't the guy to be on 100k a week, number 14? How come you didn't realize that Jesus is not a clinical goal scorer? How come you didn't realize that Havertz ain't a good clinical goal scorer? How come you're not realizing that you're not going to get the best out of Partey playing him as a right back? How come you didn't realize that Moreno doesn't fit the number 10 when you've got Odegaard out? How come you didn't realize that Ethan is our second best number 10? And if you weren't going to trust him, you should have went out there and bought a number 10. How come you didn't realize that Mikel Moreno isn't good enough to compete against Rice and Partey? They're both better than him. They're both clear of this guy.
But he was a floor raiser. He was a floor raiser. He wasn't a level raiser. So
floor raiser.
Yeah, but it's the truth though. He was a floor raiser. He raises the floor. He raises the floor. He doesn't raise the ceiling. He raises the floor.
Trust me, we don't win something, I'm going to be raising hell. You know what I mean? I'm going to be raising flames from the depths of the Angolan hell, bro. It's going to be like Valhalla. You know, like Valhalla from Vikings, bro. It's going to be Valhalla flames, bro. If this club don't win something,
bro, I'll be right there with you, man. I'll be right there with you.
Nah, this is ridiculous.
We've already won the Carabao Cup.
Bro. We'll see. We'll see.
I mean, it's not enough for me. You know this, but...
You think we win it, yeah?
Bro, it's written in the stars, bro.
It's written in the stars. This is what you say that starts sounding like Top Gooners, man.
No. Hear me out. Because I'm not a Top Gooner. We know this. This is a me thing, yeah? Now, hear me out, yeah? Hear me out, yeah? Arsenal didn't draw Tottenham in the semi-final, yeah? Which means it's written in the stars that the North London derby will happen in the final. And there ain't no world that exists, yeah, where Arsenal lose a final to Tottenham. It just don't exist. So do you know what I mean? Yeah. Man don't understand. Yeah. You get me? If man are out here don't believe in the most high, yeah, and the powers, yeah, and the energies in the world, that's on you, man. But I know we're not losing to Newcastle. 100% we're not losing to Newcastle. The thing about Newcastle you need to realize, yeah, they've only scored 1 goal at the Emirates in the last 10 years. So I'm more than comfortable that we buried that tie in the first leg at the Emirates, innit? Do you know what? You disagree? You don't think we're beating Newcastle at the Emirates in the Carabao Cup first leg?
I do not trust this team to beat Newcastle. We already lost to them 1. And there's been Newcastle hasn't been
St. James Park, by the way.
It don't matter.
No, it doesn't matter.
It don't matter. Have we been inconsistent this season, Hooks? Yes or no?
Yes.
Have we not lost or dropped points to teams we should be winning at this stage of the process?
In the league, yes, but this is the cup. Okay.
Yeah, cool. Certain players are not finding form and not playing well enough. Is that true or not?
I agree.
In the cup last season, did we not get kicked out by West Ham?
Last season. But
Yeah, last season, and not much has changed. We bought Moreno, that you said is a floor raiser, yeah.
But it looks like we're taking the cup more serious. It looks like we're taking the cup more seriously.
We're not. We rested all our players against Crystal Palace. He only brought them on because we was behind. He didn't want to play our first team, which is why he did that.
Hear me. Okay, let me ask you a question. Yeah. Do you think that he puts out that same weakened side if we don't have to play another team in 3 days? Because I think that's him trying to find a balance between, okay, we need to win this game, but we also need to bear in mind that we're playing again on Saturday at 5:30, because that's a short turnaround.
Name me a competition where this manager gets us through to win any competition since the FA Cup, any competition since he built his team. What did he do tactically to get us through? Because what he done against Crystal Palace was a no-brainer. It was a no-brainer. Bring on Odegaard. That is our most experienced creator. Bring on Saka, that is his best player that he leans on all the time. And our quality shone through in the end. Because player for player, we're better than Crystal Palace. But he comes unstuck when we're up against an opposition, yeah, that can undo our plan A and can match our quality player for player on the pitch.
But the thing is, they nearly undone our plan A. Well, I wouldn't even call that our plan A. We was kind of playing a 4th tier back line. Like a lot of that back line, we will never see that back line again.
So but this is what I'm saying. Based on the manager's in-game management. So
the in-game management
that's ineffective. A bench that's ineffective, yeah? The only time this bench looked comfortable in the cup is when we're playing teams like Preston, North End and Bolton. As soon as we go up against a Premier League team, all of a sudden we need to, and it's not even one of the big boys. All due respect to Crystal Palace. It's Crystal Palace, and they still can't get over the line. Sterling was crap. Trossard was crap. All of them were crap. Jesus was crap in the first half. Do you know what I'm saying? Ethan had nobody making runs, nobody doing anything for the kid to even express himself.
But we won't play them.
Like, what are we actually doing? And then this manager's trying to still play Partey at right back. Bro, I do not trust this manager. I don't trust the bench. I don't trust the mentality of the first team. And I don't trust this manager's in-game management. And this is why I will never back this team, because they always let me down on either or all 3 accounts. It's always the reason why we don't get over the line. We're not going to go out there in January and get the players that we want. You really agreed to that. Yeah. And this manager is limited. And as soon as somebody has Arteta's card, this manager doesn't know what to do. What we did against Crystal Palace is what we do every game. Like for like swaps. Like for like. We don't change formation. Like for like swaps. We were lucky.
That's not true. That's not okay. That's not true.
Like for like swaps.
Wait.
We don't switch formation.
No. I'm sorry. That's not true. Okay. Because I was watching. You're forgetting. I was there. I was seeing everything. I'm not just following the camera. I was watching everything. When Odegaard came on, he played the role entirely different to how Ethan Ranieri was playing the role. That's tactical. That's that's tactical instruction given. Like Erdegaard was actually dropping deep, wide out to the right to pick up the ball to then move forward and break lines. Like as soon as
Odegaard always does that when he doesn't receive the ball. When he doesn't receive the ball, he always drops in. This is not something that Odegaard does specifically because it was Palace.
You understand what I'm saying? He was intentionally doing. I'm not saying that he wasn't receiving the ball, so he was dropping to try get the ball. He was dropping intentionally. I'm telling you,
he always does that when he doesn't get the ball, though.
No. You're saying he doesn't get the ball.
I don't see him doing on the
regular.
Getting
the ball. He was getting the ball.
Yes, he was getting the ball, and Jesus was making the runs. The difference is when Ethan was trying to play Jesus through in the first half, he was fumbling over his opportunities. The difference is in the second half, he upped his game. Jesus was falling all over the place. He was spanking it at the goalkeeper, and he wasn't taking his chances. The difference is Jesus was better in the final third. We didn't do anything much different, bro. What? Apart from Jesus, but everybody wasn't much better, bro. We were Jesus was just more effective with the chances he got in the second half. He had opportunities in the first half, and he was fumbling them.
Saliba coming on for Partey allowed Timber to go right back, and then that allowed there to be a combination of Timber, Erdegaard, and Sterling, which Sterling wasn't. Second half, he was all right, but he wasn't cutting the mustard. Then Saka came on, and then that kind of truly made the difference when we fully leveled up. But Erdegaard, when Erdegaard came on the pitch, I don't care what anybody says, he himself completely and entirely changed the game. And anyone that disagrees wasn't watching the game. I'd tell you that for free. You just wasn't watching the game. Like, you either wasn't watching the game or you was watching the game with blood in your eyes, just seeing bare red angry. This brother, was doing absolute bits. The way he took control of the game when he came on was insane. Yeah. I've never seen lines get broken so much by Erdegaard came on with the intent, I'm going to create.
Ethan had the intent, and I'll tell you why Ethan had the intent. Ethan drove forward, He had to spin around. He went forward looking for a pass. Nobody's making the run. What can he do? How can he release the ball? He'll get played out of play, and then we'll say, why is he giving the ball away? Why is he giving it back to Crystal Palace? He got the ball, drove forward. Nobody was making a run, span back around again, trying to look for a pass and had to play it backwards. Why? Because nobody was making a run. The difference is when what's it? Yeah, and chat, be respectful, please. Be respectful, because Hooks is a regular guest. Be respectful. Everyone can disagree. You can disagree with me. Just be respectful. You know what I mean? Everyone's being respectful here. But anyway, as I was saying, anyone I see getting out of line, I'll just ban you out of the chat. Real talk. Like, let's not be disrespectful. But the difference is, when Odegaard came on, Jesus was doing his job properly, bro. Jesus had. Are you telling me Jesus didn't have opportunities to score in the first half?
He did.
That's the difference.
But I also said to you that Jesus was poor in the first half. Like,
no, but Ethan was picking up the ball deep, but there was no runs. There was no one for him to play to. When he was driving forward, he was holding on to the ball, playing it backwards because he's looking for the run, and no one's making the run.
Yeah,
Sterling wasn't playing like this against Bolton and Preston. He was making the run, and he was wasteful.
The difference is between Ethan, what Ethan was doing and what Erdegaard was doing, was when those runs weren't being made, Erdegaard was straight pinging it to the other side of the. Ethan weren't really doing that. He wasn't really doing that. And the problem with Ethan is, so I was actually at the game, I was vexed that he took off Ethan. I was mad vexed because the problem that Ethan had is Sterling was too static. And then obviously because Partey's not pushing up because he's not really trying to overlap, whenever Ethan had the ball, it was like he was lost at sea. That's not his fault. I can't blame that on him. Like, Ethan was an easy sub to make. And now it's like people are looking at Ethan in a type of way. I feel what Arteta did there, to me, it was bad, didn't it? It was really bad what he did there to me, like, personally. But I would have taken off Moreno because still now, I don't know what he did. I just saw him run. About the pitch. I still don't know what he did in it. He was a proper passenger coaster in that game. But it is what it is. But all I know is, and nobody can tell me any different, nobody can tell me any different, Erdegaard changed that game. Nobody can tell me any different. I don't care I don't care what side of the defense you're on. I don't care if you like him or not. You don't have to like him.
I'm not saying that Odegaard didn't change the game, yeah? I'm not saying that Odegaard didn't change the game. I'm just saying, yeah, going forward, Jesus was a lot better. That facilitated for Odegaard being the better player, yeah? Ethan didn't have an amazing game. I'm not saying that. But he also wasn't helped by players that are more experienced. Players that are supposed to make the runs for him to see the runs. And when he was playing it forward, or when he was driving forward, no one was alongside him. When he was playing it forward, no one's finishing off their chances. What can he do about that?
But you can't say that on one hand, but then you will slew Odegaard in the past. Not just you. I mean, people slew Odegaard in the past.
Because no. I praise Odegaard because he made the right decisions. I like Odegaard when he's direct. He's not always direct. There's games he holds on to the ball too much, and that is when I start cussing him. Because I'm like, why are you holding on to the ball when you can play my man through? Why are you not seeing the run? And this is the thing with Odegaard. This is why I don't put him up there as high as some of the fan base. He's too inconsistent. Some games, he makes the right decisions. It's fast with Odegaard. Other games, he ponders on the ball too fast and he breaks down our counter-attack. That is my frustration with Odegaard. Can he pick a pass? Yes, he can. But he's inconsistent at doing it. And in our previous couple of games, he was inconsistent. Do you know what I'm saying? He wasn't great against Everton. He wasn't great. You know what I'm saying? He wasn't great in those games. So this is what I'm talking about Odegaard, bro. He's inconsistent. He does do good things, but he does it inconsistently.
He was dead against Everton, but when he started to pick it up, he got subbed. So it's like, you know what I mean? But who knows? But he was dead against Everton. But this is the thing. Footballers have bad games. Every footballer in the world that you've ever watched has bad games, yeah? And when they play bad, we must call it out. When they play good, we must call it out. We can't
No, I agree. And what did I say against Odegaard's performance? I never said anything bad about Odegaard's performance. All I said is when Ethan was playing in the first half, he wasn't being supported. That's all. Odegaard was good against Crystal Palace. Rubbish against Everton. Do you know what I'm saying? That's the reality, bro. Not good enough against Fulham. This is a reality. So when he plays well, I'll call it. When he doesn't, then I'll call it as well. Because not only is he a player, he's a captain. A captain can't drop below a 7 for me. You can't drop below a 7. You're the captain. You're supposed to be the standard bearer for the team. You can't drop below a 7. And he was below a 7 for Fulham, and he was below a 7 for Everton. So this is why I get the ump with him, bro. Like, at the end of the day, yeah, you got to be consistent for us to win the league. Bro, we have to win the league. Bro, we ain't going to win the league, man. I'm saying we got to win the league. We ain't winning the league, bro. Yeah, I'm saying. He's not the only one. We're just talking about Odegaard, so I'm talking about that. But anyway, Arteta was asked about how he can improve. How he can improve. Then he started waffling about, oh, I used to think a lot about tactics. Then all of a sudden, we was at home sitting on our couches because of COVID. And the emotional and physical side of the game is very important. Hooks, explain to me what this Philo Daput is talking about, bro. Because I don't even understand that. Man was asked about how he can improve, and he's talking about sitting at home with COVID. How long ago was COVID? Why? This is the second time this season I hear him talking about COVID. The second time, bro. Why are we talking about COVID? When he was asked, have you got any advice for Ruben Amorim earlier in the season? He said, oh, things can happen in the game, you know, COVID. Now you're asked about how can you improve? Oh yeah, I was always thinking about tactics, but then I started, but then all of a sudden we was because of COVID. What's COVID got to do with you improving as a manager? Are you the only manager that faced COVID?
Wait, did he? Wait, sorry, just I'm trying to understand. Did he say? Is he basically trying to say I used to think about tactics a lot, but then COVID happened?
He said when I first started managing, I was thinking a lot about tactics, and the tactical game. Then he said all of a sudden we was on our couches because of COVID. We were sitting at home because of COVID. And then I had to think about the emotional and physical side of the game. What are you talking about?
Okay. He's talking about, okay. So again, like earlier, he's kind of deflecting a bit, but what he's talking about is coaching. So he's actually talking about coaching now. So basically what he's trying, and obviously this is what I'm deducing from what he's saying, is he's saying when he first became the manager of Arsenal, all he thought about was the tactical side of the game. Tactics, how to develop the tactics, so on and so forth. But then when COVID happened, yeah, mass pandemic, yeah, something that at least in us of our generation have never seen anything like it in the Western world, he then had to start thinking about things a lot deeper than just the tactical side of the game. Because obviously, not to go too much into it, I'm sure like everyone in the chat knows somebody or has somebody that was affected by COVID, but there was just bigger things to think about, and he had to become more of a coach to players than just thinking about things that happen on the pitch. This is basically what he's trying to say, but I don't quite understand why he's saying it now, like, because that happened a very long time ago. So to bring it up now is a bit like, I don't know. I don't quite know why you're bringing it up now. But anybody that actually like, because obviously I used to, I used to coach in it, but like in a different discipline. So it wasn't in the sporting world. It was in a completely different discipline, in it. And when you're coaching, when you're in your job, you start like you form connections with other humans, and then you start learning more about them, and then you start realizing things like, okay, in this scenario, X person does Y, and in that scenario, Y person does Z. So if I want, the best case scenario to happen for this person, then I need to be conscious of this when I'm doing it. Like you start thinking more about the nuance of working with people, because at the end of the day, it's working with people, and that's what he's trying to get at in it. So like obviously, again, like I said, we can boil it down to just you're dead, haven't won me a trophy, yada yada yada. We can do that. I need him to win me a trophy, but we can do that. But he's basically explaining things that the thing is, yeah, people in the chat won't necessarily understand it unless they've been a coach. And again, I'm not justifying what he's saying. I'm giving the context as to why he's saying it. I don't understand why he's bringing it up now. And I do think it's a bit weird to say now because you've already dealt with it. So by this point, you should have found the balance. But this is why he's saying that in it. And obviously you went away, so I don't know how much you heard of that. But obviously...
Now, recap, because I didn't hear much of it.
So essentially what I'm saying is, short story, yeah. Before COVID happened, so when he first became a manager at Arsenal, he's only thinking about the tactical side of the game. That's why he said tactics. That's all he's thinking about. But then mass pandemic happens that no one's faced. And remember, he was he kicked it off. He got the COVID that shut everything down. So now everybody's going through COVID. He has to navigate that, and he's learning that it's more than just about tactics. Being a manager, he's understanding, he's growing as a coach in it, and that's basically what he's trying to get across. Because it's like, as much as people want to think it is, football isn't just okay 4-3-3 guys and then go. Like it's more than that. Like there's personalities in the squad that you need to understand. You need to do things in certain ways. You need to build a culture. These are all things that you have to do as a manager of a team. And it's very easy to just boil it down to, oh, you haven't won trophies, and that's cool. Whatever. It's fine, isn't it? If you want to do it that way, that's fine. But I'm saying there is definitely a wider perspective to look at, and that's basically what he's getting at. So yeah, it just and obviously I say this as I've been a coach, just in a different discipline. So as much as people may in the chat want to be like, oh, you being a politician, waffling, like these are things that your brain doesn't understand. And just because your brain doesn't understand it is fine. But I'm just telling you, when you work with people in an environment where you're trying to build high performance, these are things that you have to consider. Like there's books written on it. Like go and read. Like, do you know what I mean? That's just, it is what it is. But because it's football, yeah, and because we support the teams and because we want our teams to win things, we completely ignore this aspect of football because we just want to see W's. We just want to see 3 points. We just want to see armpits in the air. And that's fine. because I don't police people how they should support their club. I don't do that. I'm just trying to make people understand there's deeper elements to football than just tactic board. Yeah, so okay, today Jesus, you're gonna play here, and Martinelli, you're gonna play there, and if you pass the ball here at this time, then we win the game. Like it's deeper than that. Like it's more than just tactics, bro. Do you know what I mean? You have sports scientists, you have therapists, like players have counseling. They're human beings. Like you have people that focus on diets to maximize the potential out of the human body. Like you have people that do like training schedules. There's different training schedules for different units. Like football isn't pass the ball. The goal's there. If you move here and shoot, then we win. Like it's deeper than that, innit? And that's basically what he's trying to get across.
Okay, here's my thing. So so you think listen, the COVID bit he can't defend because COVID's been so long ago, it's irrelevant him talking about it in the football space. You know what I'm saying? I don't really understand why he's bringing that bit. Okay, cool. So we agree. COVID, he's just deflected. When you're talking about the emotional and the physical, okay, let's get into the physical first. Arteta, you played Ben White injured all season to the point now that he's out for months. You pushed Tierney back onto the pitch when he got a cramp, when he's coming back from a long-term injury. Trossard was injured when he went on international break. You allowed him to go on international break injured and return. You caught life that he didn't get another injury. Odegaard gets back from injury. You play him straight away. Saka gets back from injury. You play him every game, near enough. So I don't understand what this manager's talking about in terms of injuries, because I don't see, when he's talking about the physical, I ain't seen this manager improve since the time that he pushed Partey back onto the pitch. So when you're talking about the physical, the reason we've had injuries, Declan Rice had a broken toe. You brought him back fast and he got re-injured. Yeah. And now he's out. So when you're talking about the physical, as a manager, you're failing because you're playing players, you're rushing them back when they're injured or just come back from injury or are not fully fit. Your game management, managing the players, you already did rubbish against Ben White, which is why now he's in a long-term injury. Declan Rice. And not only that, Tierney, that the whole fan base already, he's injury prone, he's this and that. What do? You continue to play him injured. You continue to play this guy for 70 minutes when he just got back to injury instead of easing him into the game again because he just come back from a long-term injury. So on the physical aspect, this manager...
He's not injured. Again.
Yeah, he's not injured, but Tierney, we know we're getting rid of him. Yeah, but why didn't you manage?
He just had cramp.
Like, okay, he just had cramp, but he could have got injured.
And the moment he got cramp, he took him off immediately. So
he didn't need to play that many minutes, though. He didn't need to play that many minutes. He didn't need to.
It's like
he didn't need to, and it's the same way he didn't need to keep playing Ben White, which is out. He didn't need to keep playing Declan Rice with a broken toe, which he did, who's now out again. And he lied to us. This is the thing I don't like about this Philip Daputa, yeah? This guy, yeah, loves to talk about, this player is available, this and that. Bro, the players you keep telling us are available, apart from Odegaard, they're back re-injured. That's poor from a managerial aspect. Then this guy's talking about the emotional. Okay, cool. You want to talk about the emotional? The only emotion these players need to have, yeah, is be emotionally checked that when we're in a must-win game, which Fulham, believe it or not, was a must-win game. Everton was a must-win game. How have you worked on these players to get over the line emotionally? I'm not even talking about the tactics because this guy wants to be bringing up, Arteta wants to be bringing up the physical and the emotional. You failed on the physical and you've been failing on the emotional because these players have not got the mentality to get over the line. By hook or by crook, get over the line. You've allowed us to trail off of Liverpool. And on this run that Hook said and I've said, we cannot be dropping any more points now. We've dropped points
twice. But the thing is, so I hear what you're saying, but you're taking so when he's saying emotional and physical, he's tying that to COVID because everything changed when COVID happened. So again, I question why he brings it up now, but I think what he's trying to do is to let people know that when he first came in, he was only thinking about one side of the game, and then COVID allowed him to realize really quickly that it's more than just tactics.
And since then, we have not won anything. So what is his actual point? Because it's not like, I learned something, and since then, yeah, and it's been years now since we got out of COVID. What have you actually learned? What have you brought?
I mean, we came out of COVID, and like immediately coming out of COVID, we went on. Well, some people say 2. I only say 1 title challenge,
and we didn't win.
Yeah, we haven't. Yeah, we haven't won yet. I agree, but what I'm saying,
and everything you thought was great about that run when we was in the title has been removed this season. So what is he actually?
So that is the confusing thing. So for me, that's the confusing thing. Because
he didn't build upon it.
Because last season, I feel like we had the recipe, and then all we needed to do was add a striker, a 10, a backup 10, and a left winger. This is what I believed. Anything other than that was a bonus. But I believe that a bare minimum, that's what we needed. Yeah. But then we started off the season, and it just looked like it looked different to how we ended last season, even though we pretty much started the same team that we ended last season with at the start of this season. So that's the confusing part. But I think someone referenced it in the chat. I think that's him over tinkering this season. So I feel like he over tinkered a bit. He could have just been like, you know what, we was doing well, just carry on what we was doing, and then maybe in game change a few things. But we have to see in it. Like, at this point in time, I don't mathematically it's possible to win the league, but we've done a lot of early damage to our chances of winning the league. So I've been saying my opinions on whether we can win the league or not. I'm reserving it until the 1st of February, because I would have seen if we've done anything in the January transfer window, and I would have seen what we did against Man City at home coming out of that. But we are not in as diabolical a place as what a lot of people make out. Like, a lot of complaints that people had in the last few seasons is he doesn't take the cup seriously. We're now in a semi-final of the Carabao Cup. Do you get what I'm saying? Like, we're not where we arguable favorites. Some people had us down as winning the league. Some people had us down as finishing second, because there is still a lot of Arsenal fans that thought that Man City was going to win the league. We can't forget that. There's a lot of rivals that thought that Man City was going to win. There was actually a lot of rivals that said Arsenal's best chance of winning the league was last season. They're not going to do anything now. A lot of people did say that. But now we've gone in and we're currently sitting 3rd. Yeah. 6 points behind first. They got a game in hand, but like I said, points on the board mean a lot more than games in hand. And we're 4 points behind Chelsea. Yeah. So the only thing that people are really complaining about are things that cannot be decided in game week 16. They cannot be decided. Right now, it's annoying. Why is Chelsea ahead of us? Why are we 6 points behind Liverpool? It's annoying. I feel like if it was Man City that was 6 points ahead of us, and maybe Liverpool that was 4 points ahead of us, I don't think people would have as big of a problem with where we are right now, innit?
I would.
But it is what it. But you say that now, but I don't know. What would you have? So, correct me if I'm wrong, but didn't you think that Man City was going to win the league this season?
I did.
So then, if Man City was 6 points ahead of us and Liverpool was 4 points ahead in second, 4 points ahead of us, at this point in the season, being 4 points behind second doesn't mean anything. I don't even personally care, because I'm not chasing second. I don't care about second. I'm chasing first. So based off your expectation of who was winning the league, what is going wrong? Like, obviously there's a few results that
my expectation is the reason I thought that Man City win the league, is because we didn't do enough. Not because that's what I want it to be. We didn't do anything to make me have more belief in this team. We didn't buy the players we needed to. We didn't address the bench. We didn't do what needed to be done. I really don't like the manager. One thing the manager can do, one thing the manager can do is get the right players and address key areas in the team. That's one thing he can do. Do you know what I'm saying? And he didn't do that. He did not do that. And I thought the additions, like I said at the start of the season, these additions are not on our weakest areas of our team. It doesn't fix that. It strengthens our strongest part of the team, which is the defense. And this is the problem. It's like, yes, I didn't expect. I knew that Arsenal are not going to win this league, and I'll still stand by it to the end of the season. We ain't winning the league, and why? Because we don't go out there and do what needs to be done. That's the problem. That's the problem. Had this manager gone out there and got the players, and then I can say, okay, cool. Arteta is completely on to you now. You went and got yourself a striker, a number 10 that turns up in the big games that isn't inconsistent like Odegaard is, and like he's been this season, inconsistent. And you go out there, get a deep line playmaker, and all of a sudden, it's a different conversation. We will see. I would still be like, I don't rate this manager, but I would at least give him the rope to hang himself. But he's had the rope to hang himself because he's decided to use the money in the way that he's done it, and buying players that don't move the needle, like you said about Moreno, like we're talking about. Timber's been a good signing, cool.
Yeah.
But at the same time, we needed more, and the reason we needed more is because when he's replaced players, they've not been to the level. The two strikers are not better than our previous striker under Unai Emery, under Wenger. Do you know what I'm saying? So this is the thing, yeah? I would still be angry because ultimately, regardless of what everybody else does, I still have the expectation this season, Arsenal must win a major honour.
Yeah.
We have been 21 years without a major honour, 5 years under this manager without a major honour, 800 M's spent. And for me, I don't see value for return. I don't see value for money. I really don't. So that's what it is for me, bro. Like at the end of the day, I'm not doing all of this. Oh, you wouldn't be happy. You wouldn't be angry. No. This is phase 5. This is phase 5. There's no excuse now. There's absolutely no excuse. He's had time. He's had time to build his team. It's his players. It's his squad. He has power in what he wants to do to the point where Edu wanted to bounce. Clearly, because Arteta's got more power than him. Because for somebody to even try and convince me that Edu, let's be in the minds of these top gooners just for 1 sec. You're telling me that you've told me that this project is the best project in world football, best young manager in world football, one of the best youngsters in world football, and Edu leaves to go to Nottingham Forest for more money. Surely, if this team and this project is so amazing, he will get that big money at Arsenal because surely we'll win major honours. Winning major honours, everybody gets pay rises. Not all at the same time get pay rises. So why would you leave a team that's on the cusp of winning the league, if you believe that, to go to Nottingham Forest, with all due respect, ain't winning the league? There's no chance. They're not winning the league. It makes absolutely no sense. It's not about the money. It was about.
No, it's about.
I don't even think Edu's amazing. So don't take this into I'm saying Edu's amazing and it's all Arteta. Both of them are to blame. But at the same time, if you bring in a sporting director, if you've got a manager over that talking above him and having a final say, what is actually the point of a sporting director? It makes no sense. If that was the case, I understand why Edu walked away. Because I'm here to do a job. It's like me being the manager, but Hooks is talking over me. Are you the manager or am I the manager? Do you get it? Yeah. Like you can't bring me in for a job and then you're going above me, and then everyone. What am I doing here?
But that's why he wanted to leave. Like I don't think it has anything to do with the project. Like he wanted the CEO role, and the CEO role was given to Garlic because he wants experience being at that level. And also the thing about he's not just going to Nottingham Forest. Like he's getting the opportunity to do what Things doing, Klopp, where he'll have like influence across multiple clubs in a portfolio. So I kind of hear the trophy thing, but I feel like he's taking that step for the betterment of his career in terms of job role. You know what I mean? Like I feel like a sporting director cares a bit less about trophies than a manager, if that makes sense. Like I can't tie if you think this project is going to go win something, then why would you leave? Because obviously his personal development, he wanted to be CEO. Like he wants experience doing these things in it. So yeah, I don't know. I just don't draw correlation. Yeah. And do you know what? Yeah. There's a brother in the chat. Yeah. His name's Barracks in it. And he's basically, he's complaining about something that I said about how, what I actually said is, people complain last season about him not taking cup seriously, but now we're in a semi-final, yeah. And he's basically saying, "Oh, how can we be taking it serious if he started Kiwior and Timber at centre back versus Mateta?" But the thing is, yeah, Timber and Kiwior, yeah, only conceded one goal against this Mateta that was meant to blow us out of the water. Do you know what I mean? It's like, how can you even use that as an example when it was a mistake by Kiwior? Actually, even didn't have anything to do with Timber. It was a mistake by Kiwior. So if Kiwior doesn't make that individual mistake, yeah, they don't score the goal. So I don't understand how you can say how is rotating your squad not taking. It's not like he put in like some 14-year-old kid or some young buck that's never been tried.
And that's what's worse. Do you know why that's worse, Hooks? You know why that's worse, yeah? Because he rotated the team using his bench, and his bench wasn't good enough to beat Crystal Palace. Remember, this is the same bench we're going to use, yeah? In games.
Wait, what we beat?
Huh?
What do you mean? Did we beat Palace?
Yeah, we beat Palace. We beat Palace. How many of those players that are bench players warrant starting?
Do you mean from the lineup?
Yeah.
The starting lineup?
Yeah.
Ethan, I could start again. Jesus, I could start again.
Exactly. 2.
Maybe about, I'm trying to think.
Jorginho. And the 2 that you mentioned, yeah? The 2 that you mentioned, Jesus is inconsistent. That's a fact. You said it about Zinchenko. We've seen enough. We've seen enough from Jesus. Yeah? Inconsistent.
Yeah.
And Ethan is a young player learning his trade. 2 players we can't rely on to impact games. And I said this about Ethan when everyone started talking about Ethan. And I said, yo, this kid is playing well, but he's still learning his game. He won't be able to impact every game week in, week out. Do you remember me and you had the conversation? You was like, yo. And I said to you, and I was like, yo, the kid has talent, but he's still learning his game and we don't know his level. Relying on a 17-year-old in phase 5 is a disgrace amongst itself. He should be a player that we use, but he shouldn't be solely the player we look to change games. And the rest of those players that you told me, that you've just said, which I agree, didn't give you reason to say, yo, that player deserves a spot in the first team. These are the players we're bringing off the bench to impact games in the Champions League, to impact games in the Premier League, to try and get back into this title race. This is why I don't trust and believe in this manager. How is it in phase 5 you've got Jesus that's inconsistent? You're literally, this fan base are sucking off one performance. When this guy, before this performance, they were all telling us, let's get rid of Jesus, he ain't good enough. And even that we don't yet know what his level is. One thing we do know is with young players, you're going to get inconsistencies. So he's not going to be solely the reason how we can get over the line. You can't rely on a 17-year-old every game to bail us out. It's not going to happen every game. It's not. And then when you look at the minutes given, apart from this game, most of the time this guy is given a lot of minutes is in the cups. In the Premier League and the Champions League, this guy gets 10 minutes. So the manager don't even trust him in those competitions. So I don't really understand how this bench and this team is going to get us over the line, bro. It just proves that this bench ain't good enough.
Do you know what? Yeah, maybe it's a perspective thing, innit? Because the way that I'm viewing it is, we was able to put out that lineup, which allowed us to give rest to a lot of our key players. The only players from our first team that played 45 minutes was Erdegaard and Saliba, because they came on at the start of the second half. But everyone else came on pretty much after the 70th, 75th minute. And we won the game. So in my opinion, I know there's another game coming up in the Premier League that I also know that if we didn't rotate the way that we did, and then players gave a poor performance against Palace tomorrow, the whole fan base would be in absolute meltdown about not rotating properly again in the game against Crystal Palace in the Carabao Cup. So I'm now sitting here struggling to understand in what scenario do we ever win, because no matter what happens, people are going to shoot down something in it. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, in my mind, if you can go in the Carabao Cup and rotate the way that you did, and then only need to bring on the majority of your best players in the second half, and we win the game, that shows to me that we can rest our players and still get a victory. Because the thing about rest is, it's not just resting for 90 minutes, resting for 45, resting for 65. Like, you're still resting players. They're not playing full 90 minutes. So what I don't understand, and people say, if this could have happened, that could have happened. Do you get it? I'm not Doctor Strange. You get it? I don't live in the Marvel multiverse, innit? I can only deal with the reality that is here. If I had wings, I'd be a bird. All I know is we rotated and we got the victory. Is there things that the thing is, we didn't even learn anything. Did you need Kiwior to make a mistake in that game to know Kiwior can make mistakes instead? No.
But this is the problem though. When I called it out when he first come, and I said a couple of games, I said he ain't good enough. People told me give it time. You don't need to give it time. You can spot a baller when you see one. Timber just got back, as an example. Timber just got back from a season injury. He's had a run. Do we need a lot of games to see the quality? Do we? No.
Wait,
Timber.
Oh, yeah, no. Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah. I hear what you're saying.
Ethan, yeah. Exactly. Ethan, yeah. We don't know his level, but we can see the kid's got quality, yeah. We've only seen a couple of games, a handful of games from him.
Yeah.
Yeah, but we can see quality. This is what I mean, Hooks.
But I know that he's dead.
You don't need. I know. But when I'm talking about Calafiori, you're telling me, yeah, but give it a bit of time and this is not, bro. When you see a baller, you can tell a baller when you see one. Is it the problem that some people said in the chat, oh, he's a centre back? Cool, play him at centre back and I'll see how I judge him as a centre back. But as a fullback, he's rubbish. The same with Ben White. I don't mind being wrong. When Ben White was as a centre back, I didn't rate him at all. I said he's rubbish.
Never did that.
When he played as a right back, all of a sudden the perspective changed. Yeah, it changed because he plays better as a right back. But as it currently stands, I'm gonna judge you on where you're played. And where you're playing isn't good enough. Miko Moreno, not good enough. Calafiori, not good enough. Doesn't solve our left-hand side issue. Doesn't solve it for me. Yeah, I'm way more confident with Timber on the right and Ben White on the right. Why am I not so confident with Calafiori? Why? I can change my mind. I changed my mind about Ben White. So I can change my mind.
Yeah. But I mean, my problem with our left-hand side isn't Moreno or Calafiori. My problem with our left-hand side is Martinelli and Trossard. Like, I believe that if you upgrade the left wing, it solves a lot more than trying to upgrade the left back or the left centre mid.
For you, what's important of the left wing? What does the left wing have to be good at?
Like the right wing, you have to be good at beating your man. Like, you have to have some sort of like individual finesse. Like, you have to be able to like challenge on that side. You have to be able to attack. You have to be able to create. You have to be able to make the right decisions in the right moments. You have to be able to realize when you're in a position where you can take advantage of the defender. Like, you have to be smart. Do you know what I mean? And if you're
everything you just said about an attacking player is all down to attack. So why don't we have that same energy for Calafiori defensively, and we talk about his second job, which is what he does in the attacking phase? But everything you said there, everything, and this is the point that I'm making. I don't disagree with you, yeah. But everything you said about the right wing, yeah, you could have first mentioned you got to track back, you got to help out the defense. No, the main job of the winger is to attack. Yeah. Secondary is to come back and help the fullback if he's being beat. Or if he's getting doubled up on. It's the same thing for the fullback, though. The main job of the fullback is to make sure we don't get crosses into the box. You track your man, you show him down the wing, you block crosses, you don't get beat 1v1, exposing our centre backs and exposing the goalkeeper. That's the main job. And this is the thing. We can't look every time when we talk about other positions, we talk about the main job of that position. If we're talking about a DM, can you recover the ball? Yeah, transitioning with the ball is secondary. You'd love to have it, but the main thing, can you win the ball back? Can you help defend? Because you're one of the lines of defense. Can you win that ball back before the goalkeeper even needs to do anything or expose our centre backs? It's the same thing with the left back. We can't be asking a winger to bring a lot to the game in terms of his attack, his main job. But then the main job of the fullback, no. What do you do going forward? It don't make no sense. Calafiori's job is to defend, and that is his weakest point. And it's the same with Zinchenko. This is why I don't rate them. This is why. If Martinelli tracks back, you're still going to judge him on the way he crosses the ball, his anticipation in the box, the way he reads the game, the way he sees runs, and the way he finishes. Am I lying?
Yeah.
Because that's his main job. That's his bread and butter. It's like a striker. You'd love a striker like Kane in his prime that can drop in deep, link up, play. But his main job is scoring goals, and he was excellent at scoring goals. That's why people put Harry Kane in high regard. Yes, you'll probably say a striker that scores the same amount of goals. Then you'll start getting into, yeah, but can he drop in deep? Can he link up play? Do you know what I mean? Can he bring other players into the game? But does he do his main job correctly? And the answer was yes with Harry Kane. He scores goals. He scored goals. We did this with Jesus. Oh, he can link up play. The heat map. Oh, he runs around. Can you score goals? And everyone ignored that. And now, years after, what are we talking about? Oh, a striker that can actually finish, because that's their job. That's their job. If not, why are we looking at other strikers as a fan base? Why are we saying we need a clinical goal scorer?
Because you need.
It don't make no sense. Because the fan base has spent years trying to back Havertz and Jesus that don't score 20 goals a season, talking about everything else they do, barring scoring goals. Bro, every position has the major. There's a key opponent that you need to have to play certain positions, and if you don't have the basis for that position, you're not good enough, bro. You're not good enough. I don't know why this fan base always want to make it seem a lot more complicated than what it is. Strikers score goals. Number 10 needs to see the runs and read play. Do you know what I'm saying? Be good with passing. Defenders need to be able to defend before they can do anything else. What are we talking about? If they have the link up play and everything else, great. But can you score goals? If you're a striker, what are we doing here? I just genuinely don't understand, bro. Football ain't changed to a point where your striker can't score you goals. I don't get it, man. I don't get it. And I see it the most with this fan base. It's always talking about all the extras to fit the narrative. They did it with Zinchenko, and now they don't want Zinchenko in the team no more. I don't know, man. To me, it doesn't make sense. Like I said, to me, it doesn't make sense because all these players, Zinchenko, Havertz, Jesus, Martinelli, all these our fan base created arguments for why they should be in the team, yeah, and ignored the fundamentals of their position. And now look, we want to upgrade in all those positions. All those positions. Is that a coincidence? I don't think so.
But do you know what? Yeah. Do you know what? Yeah. Like, I hear what you're saying, but for me, I think it's natural for people to get things wrong and then to want to upgrade. Like, okay, look, so for example, with Havertz, yeah, let's use Havertz. I want to use Havertz, yeah. So with Havertz, yeah, is your issue that there's fans in the fan base that was backing this guy to the ends of the earth and back, but now they want a striker? Is that the problem?
Say that again.
Is your problem with Havertz that there was fans in the fan base that backed him to the moon and back, but those same fans that did that are now fans that are saying that they want us to sign a striker?
Yes, because when I said this guy is not clinical, which is what we needed when we already had a workhorse in Jesus at the time, they told me it's not about the goals, it's about what he does off the ball. And that is what I disagree with, because now they've moved away from that argument, that they disregarded what I said, and now they want exactly what I said, a clinical goal scorer. That is what I have a problem with. They didn't even want to hear the talk about this guy is not clinical. You're going to get, it's much of a muchness getting Havertz to Jesus. Neither of them are clinical. So what are we actually we're not progressing in that area of the pitch.
I hear it. So you see what my thing is, yeah, and this has always been my thing, is that Havertz was never signed as a striker because he operates better as a midfielder. Whether people think it happened at Arsenal or not is a different thing. Where everybody saw Havertz at his best and where he was regarded as the hottest prospect coming out of Germany and was regarded as like the next best thing from Germany in German football, he was a midfielder. He was a shadow striker. He played behind the striker, yeah? What he's become now, however you want to see it, is cool. We got put into a scenario where he actually played the 9 for us, false 9, which you could argue is similar to playing just behind the striker. You just don't have a striker in front of you. He did well. For that second part of the season, he did well. Maybe you could say you want more, but you're basically asking for Gyökeres numbers from a midfielder. The only midfielder that I know in world football that's ever been able to really do that consistently is Frank Lampard. That's a rarity, isn't it? So basically, we have a whole bunch of people judging Havertz for not being a good enough striker or a clinical finisher when he's not a striker. So my thing is, and where I think we went wrong in the summer window, is Arteta went against his kind of idea, because his idea was Havertz to be midfield. He went against his idea of Havertz being in the midfield, and instead of moving him back into the midfield in the summer and buying a clinical striker, he decided Havertz played well for the remainder of the season. I'm going to keep him as a striker and I'm going to buy a midfielder. And that's where I think that it went wrong. Because for me, the problem, at least the main problem when Havertz played in the midfield is there wasn't a killer up top. So now when Havertz isn't scoring the chances you want him to score, because there's not someone else that can facilitate the lack of that, it looks worse on Havertz. And now Havertz is shouldering all this pressure when really and truly he shouldn't have been the one that should be relied upon for goals, because that's not part of his game. That's not Havertz's fault. It's not Havertz's fault that Arteta signed him as a midfielder and then said, you're going to be a striker now when he's not clinical. That's Arteta's fault. So I pin that on Arteta. But like from my stance, I've backed Havertz, but I've always known that we needed a striker. So I don't know why I'm not allowed to, as a fan, say I want a striker. Because I can see that it's the clear thing that's missing from our team. So, yeah, I understand hypocrisy in the fan base is mad, but and the thing is, 60 million is not even a lot of money in this day and age. The thing that people can complain about, which is what they can also complain about with Jesus, is the wage. But again, you have to pin that on their due. You have to pin that on Arteta. You can't put it's like if I go to, if like your job Northside goes to you, your manager goes, oh, Northside, by the way, yeah, man, I'm gonna give you a 200K a year salary. You're not gonna say no for the betterment of your company. You're not gonna say no. You're not gonna turn it down.
No, but that's the thing though, yeah. It's not everything is on Arteta and not everything's on the players. For me, it's majority on the manager, because he's the one that's assembled this team. So him and Edu, and the owners, the majority of the blame is on them. And then it's the players. Players have to be professional to a certain degree. Certain players look like they're not even interested, i.e. Trossard. They just look like they're not even interested. Yeah. But also it's on the manager, because at the end of the day, you're the one that brought the player in. Yeah. When we bought Havertz, he was bought as a striker, to play as a striker. He was not sold to us as a midfielder, which is why, but then that don't make no sense, because then the manager was then playing him as a midfielder. Once he realized he couldn't shoehorn him as a midfielder, then he played as a striker. But either way, it hasn't worked out. Either way, it ain't worked out. As a midfielder, he created nothing. As a striker, he doesn't score enough goals. So at the end of the day, when Arteta sits there in the press conference and says, I analyze players, clearly you don't. Clearly you don't, because there's various players I can go through that are not good enough, yet you bought them.
Yeah. I agree with that. I agree with that.
Everyone that you bought out on loan are players that you brought to Arsenal.
But the
And
thing is,
people can say at the time, oh yeah, but we're trying to get Champions League and he had a small budget. Well, it wasn't a small budget getting Havertz. I think he's our 4th highest signing ever in this club's history. So that was
but that don't mean much because we have a history of not.
No, it does mean much. It does.
Why I'm saying it doesn't mean much is because A, we don't have a history of spending big money on players, and B, it's inflation that makes him 65 million.
But I don't care. We paid the
money. I'm explaining to you why it doesn't mean much that Havertz is like our 2nd most expensive.
But I don't care. That's some semantics though, Hooks. Yeah. Ultimately, this manager looked at him to be the final piece or one of the final pieces.
Yeah. And for that, that's his bad. I agree. That's his bad.
Do you know what I'm saying? And looking at Moreno to be a final piece, which is someone that was bought this season, everybody, regardless where you stand with this manager, what said Arsenal have to win a major honor this season. Even man like Gal said it.
Yeah.
So how is it that you do all this work looking into players and you bring in Moreno and you're bringing in Havertz in the last 2 years to get you over the line? What are we doing here? What are we actually doing here? You know what the great thing is, yeah? Even though I've hated this manager and I've had enough of this and I never won this process, this manager's given himself enough rope to be hung by it. You've had 5 years, bro. You've had 5 years.
Yeah.
And you have been in the forefront. You and Edu both came out, the majority of this process, saying, we make the decisions together. So you had a say in a lot of these players coming into the club. You had a say in getting rid of Ozil. You had a say about getting rid of Aubameyang. That was your decisions. Because Edu ain't saying that. You're saying that because of your discipline. They're not listening to you. Cool. It's all good getting rid of them. Have you got players that are better? Because Ozil's won major honours as Odegaard. Ozil was part of the Real Madrid team that went out there, and I think their points total still stands till today under Mourinho, going up against the best Barcelona team we've ever seen, and won the league. Then he comes to Arsenal and he's cooking with Alexis Sanchez. When have you done that? When have you got a player the same level? We ain't got a winger right now, and Saka included, of the level of Alexis Sanchez.
I agree.
So when you're going out there and buying these players, where's Marquinhos? Where's Marquinhos?
That was an Edu signing, so
I don't care. Because you can put that on him, but you got Trossard. Why are you not getting the best out of Trossard? Poor man management. Man's talking about emotional and physical management. How is it emotionally okay for a player last season when he's playing well, you bench him when he's playing well? Then he doesn't get a couple of games, then you bring him on. Then he doesn't perform because you're not playing him when he's confident. Then you put him out of the team again. Is that good management?
Yeah, but I've had enough of that.
It's a joke thing. His man management is a joke thing. No, because he's doing the same crap with Ethan. He's doing the same rubbish with Ethan. Ethan's playing well to the bench.
Yeah, I hear that.
To the bench. Ethan's playing well to the bench. And then when things are going sideways, I'm going to throw Ethan on.
Yeah, I hear that. I agree.
That's not how you manage a player, bro. I'm not with this. When a player's on good form and is confident, you play that player. Why are Arsenal fans saying play Jesus? Because he scored a hat-trick.
Yeah, but
you play the player that's in form. That's what you do. That's basic management, bro. You don't play a player when he's down and out or start bringing him out of the team, because I tell you what, you don't have that energy for Odegaard. Odegaard drops his stinker, still starts. The only reason he got dropped is because
it's different.
Because it's a cup game. That's why he dropped him, because it's a cup game. Because Odegaard does not get judged based off performance with this manager. Saka does not get judged based off performance. He can drop stinkers, and he's had stinkers.
Yeah, but they're key players in the team. Like, that's like saying, I don't know, like, obviously they're not the same level of quality, but that's like saying, like, why doesn't Bruno get dropped?
Because you need to go out there and get somebody that can actually compete. Because guess what?
Yeah,
Martinelli was a key component before Trossard. But Martinelli was good enough to compete. And Martinelli last season showed why he should be playing over Martinelli last season. But we don't do that. We don't bring adequate competition for Saka. We don't. Sterling ain't adequate competition for Saka. He's not. But that's what you do. And you know what this fan base do to dodge that when I say that? Oh, yeah, but who are you going to get that's better than Saka? You don't necessarily have to get someone better than what you've got right now. I would ideally want that. Yeah, but you have somebody that can hold them accountable. That if you drop your level, I'm taking your place, the same way that Trossard took Martinelli's place last season. And we were better for it. We didn't win the league, but we were better for it. And no one's now talking to me about, oh, but you're going to stunt Martinelli's growth, or who could you get that's out there? Come on, man. This club make excuses all the time, bro. They make excuses all the time to not go out there and do what needs to be done.
Our problem is that we've got too many players that are confidence players. And that's our actual problem. Like Trossard isn't. I don't think Trossard's good enough personally. Like I don't think Martinelli's good enough. But both of them, when they have a bit of confidence, they play well. But I don't like the fact that, like, why have we got to have players that can only play well when they're feeling confident? Like I don't like that, man. I just want players that can just play. Like they're just ballers. Like, do you know what I mean? Like you don't have to like play. You don't have to score like 3 goals the game before to have a good game the next game. Like I don't like that, man. That's super dead, man. I like players that can consistently play at a certain level. And yeah, I mean we just don't have players that can do that. You know, we just don't have players that can do that. Like I also don't like the thing that like Trossard is you get the best out of him when you sub him on. Like, why can't I just have footballers that can just play good all game? Like, why am I just not allowed footballers that can play good no matter? What do you mean every player is a confidence player? Like, bro, this Barracks guy, yeah, has a strong problem with comprehension, you know. He actually has a strong problem with comprehension. I won't lie, man. I won't lie. He actually, because I tell you what, Thierry Henry wasn't a confidence player. Thierry Henry could ball out regardless of how he was feeling. Thierry Henry, yeah, bro, Barracks he's got a strong problem with comprehension. Zidane wasn't a confidence player. Do you know what I mean? Like Messi, not a confidence player. Do you know what I mean? Ramos, not a confidence player. But there's bare player. Lampard, not a confidence player. Gerrard, not a confidence player. Like, these are players that, regardless of how they feel, go out on the pitch and do what needs to be done. You know what I mean? But why is it that I must have players in my team that are only when they're happy and confident can they do well? That's dead, man. Bun that. Just get players that can, you get me? Like, their wife cheat on them. Cool, don't matter. When they're on the pitch, they still ball out. Do you know what I mean? It's so dead, man. And this is my thing on Rashford, yeah? He's better than Martinelli. He's better than Trossard, but I don't want him because we should be aiming for higher than that. Higher than Rashford. We should be aiming for something higher than Rashford. You get it? You get it? Lampard was the player that brought the confidence to the confidence players. Exactly. Thus meaning he's not a confidence player. John Terry, not a confidence player. These man just... Sol Campbell, not confidence player. Do you mind?
I've put Barracks some time out. I've had enough. Man's asked nicely and given it a lot of time, bro. Just be respectful, bro. If not, you're on a 24-hour ban. You know what I'm saying? So there you go. You're in the timeout. You know what I'm saying? Disagree with someone. You don't need to keep calling names and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? Hooks is my guy. Respect. You know what I'm saying? Show some respect. Because at the same time, when it's getting done to me, you know what I'm saying? If you mess with my content, you don't like it. Chill. You don't need to be doing all of that. You can disagree. I disagree with him. You know what I'm saying? Am I calling him a clown? And you know what I mean? Relax, man. You know what I mean? Like, come on, bro. What are we doing here, man? Just disagree. You can take that. You can disagree. He knows what it's about on this channel anyway. He knows I'm going to disagree.
Bro, I know this, bro. Like, and you know what? Yeah, none of what any of these men can say in their chat is worse than what you say to me when we disagree, blood. You grill me, bro. Like, so.
I ain't grilled you in a long time, though.
Yeah. Because obviously, yeah, you know that man, they got the ball level, blood. You get it. You're seeing it. You're seeing the vision, blood. I get it. You're seeing the vision. You know what I mean?
I ain't see no vision.
No, you see the vision.
I ain't seeing no vision,
bro. You're seeing the vision, bro.
No, but the thing is, yeah, there's things that you say that I agree, and there's a lot that you say that I disagree. Like when you say, yo, I got standards for my club, I hear that. That's good to have standards. When you say, yo, like I'm not it's not Arteta FC. At the end of the day, if he fails, it is what it is. But then but then there's other things that you say that I don't agree. Yeah, I mean, it is what it is. You're never gonna fully agree on everything anyway. You know what I'm saying? So it is what it is, man.
Yeah, of course, bro. But we don't like. I don't like it when people agree with me. That's the whole point of football discussion, though. You got points that like what man just meant to be here and be like, oh yeah, Northside, you're right on every. Do you know what? That's why Lee Gunner invited me back to streams, because I actually challenged him. You know what I mean? The whole part of like being on football streams is to challenge each other. You know what I mean? I'm not. Don't get me wrong. Like I agree with you a lot more than when we first met. But that's because my patience started to run a bit thin as well. You know what I mean? But you get it. There's always going to be points where people disagree. I just don't like it when people can't see the wider picture. And you know what? I'll be fair. Usually your chat's very, very good to me. I won't lie. Usually your chat's very good to me. I don't know. Maybe today's an off day. I don't know. Maybe today's an off day. Maybe I don't know. Maybe something happened. I don't know.
Well, did you have an off day or are they having an off day?
Bro, they're having an off day. Bro, they're having a stinker. Them man stinker and hooked. Them man are underperforming their XG, bro. Do you know what I mean? Like usually them man are clinical. Clinical. Them man are moving like Jesus before he entered the Carabao Cup quarterfinal, bro. You get it? Missing. So you get it. But it is what it is, man. Like
it is what it is, man. Saka admitted it's been horrible not to win a trophy in the last couple of seasons, and Arsenal really need to change that this season.
Yeah, I like that. That's what he should be saying. You want your leaders in the camp to say that, no?
Yeah.
Because if your leaders are saying it, then maybe the manager takes it on board. But do you think the manager's taking it on board if the likes of Mustafi's saying it? Do you know what I mean? The little man in the squad that you don't really care about. But if your Saka says it, if your Saliba says it, if your Erdegaard says it, okay, I gotta listen now. I gotta listen now. Do you know what I mean? Because Arteta knows. I know that he knows this deep down. Yeah. If Saka was to ever go against him, he's gone. Because I promise you, this club values Saka so much higher than Arteta. He's gone.
I actually agree with you. I think there are players in this team. Yeah, there's one or two of them that could actually. I think Saliba, Gabriel, they're another two. Saliba, Gabriel, and Saka. I think them three are the ones, that can get this manager sacked.
Yeah,
I feel like they got enough clout with the fan base. That's the thing. And this club will listen to the fan base if things go sideways. Yeah. They did it with Wenger out. Once Wenger out got too big, then they're like, "Yo, Wenger, sorry, man, you need to step down."
Yeah.
And those three players, I don't feel like the fan base will turn on them. Yeah, I mean, but they'll turn on this manager because obviously he's the manager. So I actually agree with you on that. And that is actually something I thought about the other day, where I was like, "Yo, if these men," and that's why I feel like if any of these three leave, a big portion of this fan base are going to start turning on its manager. A big portion, bro. Because they've built their hopes of this manager attached to these players.
Yeah.
Saliba, Gabriel, Saka. They've been the pinnacle ones that they're like, yo, these are the players that this fan base go to war with other fans about. We got better centre-back pairing. We've got the best right winger in the world, which I don't agree with. But we've got one of them, but he's not the best. You know what I'm saying? These are the ones that this fan base ride out for. Am I lying?
Yeah. It's true.
So I agree with you.
This is why I think that you need the likes of Saka and the likes of Erdegaard and the likes of Saliba. To be fair, which I feel like Saliba has been consistently doing, saying, for me to be the level of what people are telling me I am, I have to win trophies. Saka comes out, I have to win trophies. Erdegaard's come out and said, we have to win things. Like, we have to win trophies. So I feel like the players have, some of the players have the correct mindset. And what needs to happen is if we don't do it this season, then they need to start pointing the finger. Do you get it? Because don't get me wrong. Because do you know what's funny as well, yeah? Because people think that I don't know. People think I'm some pie in the sky, you know, always high, happy, go lucky, top gooner brother. Yeah. But I actually said before the season started, if Arsenal don't win something this season, don't be surprised if the Arsenal fans riot and protest. Because you can tell that a lot of the fans are at the end of their tether. You can tell. Like, even the ones that are the top gooners. I've seen Igal say some stuff that I never would have ever imagined him saying prior to this season. So that just shows you that even the more positive people in the fan base are not, it's that time for them now. They're getting there. It's that time for them now. So this is why I think Arteta, he's feeling the pressure. I can tell he's feeling the pressure because I think he knows this season something have to go on. And if it don't, then I'm done. He knows, I think he knows he's done out here. He knows this. This is why you see him doing weird things. Look at the Everton game. When was the last time you watched Arsenal? Yeah, you're watching it at Emirates and the stadium looks that empty. I'm not even talking about towards the end of the game, the whole game. I don't remember a time it's been that empty. Maybe pre-season.
Do you know what? Yeah. Do you know what, bro? Yeah. What I think is, I still feel like this fan base is shameless enough, yeah, to defend this manager and this process if we win something and don't win the league. If Liverpool or Chelsea win the league and we win nothing, I think they will turn. I think they will turn. Because, yeah. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, but if we win something, I wouldn't accept that. And you know I wouldn't accept that. And I know you're not accepting that. You know what I'm saying? Regardless of what you think about Hawks, this is one thing, yeah. On this channel, I don't put some channels, yeah, once they box you into something, they want to put you, nah. We'll hold you to what you say, innit? That's how it is on this channel, innit? I'll hold people to what they say, innit? You said, even if we win a cup double, ain't good enough. We need to win a major honor for this manager to keep his job. For you to be like, yeah, I want to keep Arteta past this season.
Yep.
I'm the same, innit? I'm the same. If we win a major honor, I'm Arteta in. We win the Premier League, I'm Arteta in. We win the Champions League, I'm Arteta in. If we win both, I'm super duper Mick. You know what I'm saying? If we win both, I'm super duper Mick, bro. You know what I'm saying? But do I believe we're gonna win it? No, I've said it numerous times. I don't believe we're gonna win it. And like I said, bench ain't good enough. The starting 11, none of them have the mentality to drag us over the line. None of them, I believe. And this manager is tactically. People are talking about Pep right now with Man City in the drop-off. Arteta is the same. Arteta does not change things up in terms of formation. He changes it in terms of approach with the same formation. He doesn't change formation. His in-game management is poor. He doesn't get the best out of certain players. And that is why, ultimately, I feel like we're not going to win it. But if this manager wins a Champions League or a Premier League, I'll give him another 2 seasons to win. And then he has...
I promise you, and this is me, yeah. If Arteta wins the Champions League with Arsenal, for me, you got another 5 years, bro.
No, 5, no. 2 years. 2 years.
Bro.
2 years.
Arteta would have won Arsenal's first Champions League in. I
don't care. No. But you see, no. Because do you know why? Yeah, you saying that, yeah, is why we held on to Wenger so long. Yeah, I know we won multiple Premier Leagues, but after 2004, we gave him another 10 odd years. Do you know what I'm saying? After that, bro, at the end of the day, yeah, it's a results business. Hold on, it's a results business. There gets a point where you still have to deliver more. Yeah. At the end of the day, you win something at the end of the season. Yeah. And if a manager wins a major honor, if this manager wins me a Premier League, I'll give him 2 years. You have to win a major honor after that. I don't expect Arsenal to win every year. Yeah. Okay. So let's say he wins the Premier League. The season after that, he comes close, but he doesn't win it. The next season, you got to win it because you've got a team that's able to win it. You've added players off of the year that you bottled it. And now you've got another year to rectify that. If you don't win it after that, you got to go. Because you've just had 2 seasons, yeah, and 4 transfer windows to get us over the line again with a team that's already proven that they can get over the line. So you ain't got a lot to build on.
When you say 2 years, sorry,
yeah,
when you say 2 years, do you mean you got another 2 years to win a major or win a trophy?
To win a major. To win a major.
So you're telling me that, hypothetically speaking, Arteta wins Arsenal the Champions League this season. Next season, he finishes second, challenges, but wins the FA Cup, goes pretty deep into the Champions League again. Next season, wins the FA Cup and the Carabao Cup. You would sack him because he didn't win a Prem.
Say that again.
So he wins the Champions League this season. Next season, he wins FA Cup, but goes deep into the Champions League and then comes like second in the Premier League. Yeah. Then the next season, he wins the FA Cup and the Carabao Cup, but he finishes again second. However far you want to go in the Champions League, don't really matter. You would sack him.
Yes.
But see, this is where I get confused, yeah. Because the reason why I would sack Arteta now is because you haven't won a major and now you're trying to win the minors. But if you've won a major recently and you're consistently winning the minors, I know that's because that season you'd sack him. That could be the season where we go win the Prem. I know it also couldn't be the season that we go and win the Prem, but I'm not catting for glory because within 2 seasons,
I need glory.
But within 2 seasons, I've won a UCL and I've won 2 FA Cups and a Carabao. That's a lot of trophies.
Yeah.
That's 4 trophies.
That's what I'm saying. So if he wins the Champions League and then the next season, hypothetically, obviously we're speaking before someone starts saying, oh, you're going to win it. We're talking about hypothetically. If he was to win the Champions League this season and then next season he wins a cup, that's great. Yeah. But it's not enough to keep your job. The season after that, you have to win a major again because you've got a team that's able to do that. And you've had 4 transfer windows to address getting over the line to win a major honor again. So why are you not delivering?
So basically, so you're telling me that
it's taken you 5 years to overhaul a team that wasn't good enough and was.
Is that for any manager, by the way?
No, that was a toxic team and weren't going to win it if it took you 5. I'm telling you, after you win your major honor, you have to win another major honor within 2 years. That's not a lot to ask for.
No, but I mean, is this for any manager? Or
I don't care who the manager. Hooks, if we go out there and get Inzaghi, which is a manager that I would like, we went out there and got Inzaghi, he don't win me nothing in 2 years, I'll sack him, bro.
So, but see, this is what I'm trying to understand, yeah. Arsenal has never been a club that every 2 years they win a major.
Yeah, I know. And this is why we're not the biggest club in England. I want to be the biggest club in England. And allowing 5 years, 10-year processes.
Okay.
I want to be the biggest in England, innit?
I
want to be the biggest. And when I've seen Man City, when we grew up, I never saw a Man City fan. And this ain't a dig at Man City, but I didn't, innit? You guys weren't in the conversation. When I see them rise to dominate England, don't tell me it can't be done. When I see Liverpool in the same model that we have, go and win a Champions League and a Premier League with Klopp, don't tell me it can't be done. When I see Chelsea that goes out there that I never looked at as proper title contenders like that before the Roman era and go out there and win everything, nah, man.
Klopp didn't win a major every 2 years.
Northside 2 is too short, bro. I've wasted 21 years, of my life of this club underachieving. It's about time we get their foot on their neck. I'm sorry, I don't care. My patience with this club, for making me wait 21 years, my patience with this club is on thin ice. And they're lucky I'm giving them 2 years, bro. If you win a major, you're lucky I'm even giving you 2 years. You're lucky. Because really and truly, I've done enough waiting, bro. I've done my sentence. These men have taken the piss. So guess what? I want glory. I don't care. 2 years, I don't care. Man can agree with me, disagree with me. I don't care. I've done enough waiting, bro.
What happened?
I'm done with processing because every single time we do a process at this football club, at Arsenal Football Club, it always gets this process is supposed to be a 4-year process. It's now a 5-year process and counting. Yeah, every time we give them time, they take the piss. So 2 years.
Yeah, but what I'm trying to 2
2 years.
Are you saying 2 years because of how long you've had to wait?
Yeah, and not only that, yeah.
So what sorry, before you go, what would happen in the scenario where, say, for like an 8-year period, we've won a major every 2 years? Would the same still apply while winning the other cups in between as well? Would the same still apply?
Yeah. Yeah.
See, I think that obviously you're entitled to have this belief, but I think it's unrealistic in the Premier League.
No, it's unrealistic for Arsenal.
And again, I understand that you've had Man City have this period of domination, but like with each year that goes on, it becomes harder to win the Premier League. It doesn't get easier. It becomes harder to win the Premier League. So
it's not
maybe under a different ownership. Do you know what? Maybe under a different ownership. So if we had an ownership like an Abramovich or like the Saudis or the Qataris or somebody who didn't really care about, you know, how much money that they need to invest in the club. Yeah. If we had someone no holds barred, sugar daddy type settings, then I would be like, okay, that's realistic. That's a realistic kind of expectation to have, because they will always spend the money required to get it over the line. But if Arteta gets it over the line, our ownership isn't gonna continuously invest the right amount of money to keep us stable. Even our old ownership didn't do it because we won the Invincibles and they didn't put the money in to carry that on. So I don't know, like, obviously I hear it, you're entitled to it, and obviously I don't police how people support the club, but I just, as a bro, I just worry about, you get me, your mental in it, because I'm just gonna, spoiler alert, like Arsenal's never doing that. Like never, like ever gonna do that. So you would just infinitely be unhappy because they're just never gonna do that.
No, I'm not gonna infinitely be unhappy, because when we will lift the major honor, I'm happy.
Oh yeah, of course.
Definitely be unhappy, but at the same time,
I mean in the long term. Sorry, I don't mean.
At the same time, yeah, you're telling me to be happy with the way that Arsenal do things. No,
I'm not gonna say being happy. I'm not saying being happy. I'm just telling you.
That's what I said. Get rid of him.
Yeah, but I'm just telling you that Arsenal Football Club, and I would love to be wrong. I would love nothing more than to be wrong. But Arsenal's never going to be a club that wins a UCL or a Premier League every 2 years.
It's not with the ownership like this and not with fans like this, because they always talk like it can't be done. It can be done if you have the standards. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you have the standards, then it can be done. But when you don't apply pressure as a fan base, of course it's not going to be done.
But
we don't apply. Go on.
The only teams since I've been alive in the Premier League that have done that is, for a sustained period of time, by the way, is Manchester United and Manchester City. No other Premier League team has done that. It's
a perfect comment. That's what we demolished Highbury for, to win major honours regularly.
We did. What?
So then deliver.
But we're not here. But we, like, what we thought was going to happen hasn't happened. That's past now. We have to get past that. It hasn't happened.
No, we haven't got to get past that. We're still in the Emirates, so they can change their ways.
But they won't, and we know this.
Okay, so I don't have to accept that, because they won't change their ways, because it's doable.
But hey,
we're bringing the revenue. We've got the fan base. Yeah, this club is one of the biggest clubs in England. We're not facing what Newcastle are facing, where they can't buy the players that they want to because of the stature of that club, even though it is a big club. I'm not really hearing it. I'm really not hearing it.
If the Newcastle owners bought us, then I would be like, okay, yeah, every 2 years we can win a Prem or.
But we can do it with this ownership, though. No, this is one of the richest ownerships in the world. The problem is their mentality. They don't want to invest.
The owners won't do it. This is what I mean. So, like I said, I've always said, if people want to go protest, I'm there. Sign me up. I'm there in the flash, because I don't agree with the ownership. I really don't agree with the ownership. Like, I so much don't agree with the ownership that it's actually insane. Like, the ownership has ruined the club, but like tenfold. Like, it's insane what they've done to my club over a 20-year period.
So if we win a major honor, let me ask it to you then. Because for me, I just feel like when you got a winning team, it's not a lot that you need to add to it. And I think Liverpool are showing that. They're a team that they still have Van Dijk, part of a winning team under Klopp. Alisson, Trent Alexander-Arnold, Salah. They still got remnants of that team within their team that have won under previous regimes. Yeah. And with a new manager, they're back up there all of a sudden when nobody expected them to. This is why Arsenal go on to win the league or the Champions League. Yeah. I'm saying a major honor. It doesn't mean that you have to win the Champions League again, but you have to win a major honor again because you've already shown that you've got a team that's capable of doing it. 2 years, you've got 4 transfer windows, yeah, to go out there and address exactly what we need, what we're lacking. That's not a lot to ask for. That's not a lot to ask for if you're serious.
Oh, it's not. I don't think it is.
It's not because you're not doing a whole rebuild.
Yeah.
The manager already knows the players. The players already got into the formula of winning stuff. Why can't you continue that? It goes downhill if the manager, if he gets sussed out, doesn't have a plan B. Yeah. If we don't identify the right players, that's when it starts going south. But at the end of the day, if it goes, bro, how many times did it start going south with Chelsea? They changed the manager. They keep winning. Yeah. They never let their team decay. They would just go out there, get a new manager that's got the right, go and buy the players that they need, and then they'll just keep winning. They did it under Roman. You're telling me we can't do that? We can do it.
I hear what you're saying.
We need to sell better. Look how much we sell, yeah? Look how much we buy hooks, yeah? Look how much we buy and how much money we throw at it, yeah? Without selling well. What's our biggest sell? What? What's his name?
Chamberlain or Nketiah, one of them.
Exactly. So it's like, bro, about 40 M's, 35 to 40 M's. We don't sell well. If we use our academy, that if they're not good enough, we make good money on it. Like we got £1 million for Charlie Patino, bro. That's not a good return. Come on, let's be serious. Like we should get more. Like look at the difference between Liverpool. They had Solanke, never started for them, yeah? And they got what, 30 M's for him? He never even kicked the ball for them. Chelsea for years were known for how they sold their players. They sold their players all the time. And guess what? We're one of the highest buyers. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, bro, if we sell well and we recruit well, why can't we? Why can't we be up there? We can. We've got an ownership that can spend their money as well.
But you know what's going to happen, though? You know what's going to happen? Arsenal are going to win a Champions League. Arsenal are going to win a Premier League. And then everybody is like, well, not everybody. Large majority is sat. They've got their fix. So the pressure comes off the board. I agree. That's how this family is. Yeah, and then what's not gonna happen is people aren't gonna apply the pressure.
Ask for more. Yeah.
So this is something else that I feel will go against us winning a major every 2 years. Don't get me wrong.
The fan base gets happy too. They get content. I agree with you. They get content way too quickly.
Because look how happy the fan base got with the title challenge last year.
Or the FA Cup.
Yeah, or the FA Cup. Do you know what I mean? So I think that there's loads of factors within, I guess, our club that would never really allow us to. Obviously, it's the sweet spot that we're aiming for. Maybe it is. I don't know. But if they are, they're not going around about it the right way. But it would be nice to see Arsenal win a major every 2 years. You know. It would be nice, but I can't. Maybe it's a bad thing, but I just can't see it. I can't see it happening.
I can't see it happening, and I agree with you about the way you're talking about the fan base, because I do feel like all they care about is Mikel getting over the line, and once he gets over the line, then the argument will be, but he's won it before, though.
Yeah.
And even if we go 4 years, but he's won it before, he'll do it again, because that's what they did with Wenger, and this is what I'm telling you, like. When this is the problem with the fan base, like, bro, as soon as someone achieves, they're like, yeah, but he's done it before. Let's just keep believing. And it's like, no, it's not just keep believing, bro. If the manager ain't good enough anymore, you got to move him on.
Yo,
what's going on?
Do you see Rey Mysterio passed away?
Really?
Yeah. The legendary Mexican wrestler Rey Mysterio Sr. reportedly passed away today at the age of 65. A R.I.P. Rey Mysterio. That was like
how? What happened?
That's oh, senior. Wait. He was the uncle of WWE superstar Rey Mysterio.